Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight on this Jarvis's Corner, I have Stu Wally. I'm trying to get a hold of Mark. Hopefully, he will join us, and let's see if anyone else want to jump on and be a part on the panel for tonight's big show, Jarvis's Corner, Monday night, 9 p.m. or 9:15 p.m. Actually, right now. I'm a little bit behind schedule. Tonight, we're going to talk about Joshua Zirkzee being strongly linked to Juventus. I don't know what's going to happen, but it seems like he's leaving. And after a great game against Rosenborg, he scored a worthy of a goal in that game. I feel a lot of Man United fans are a little bit on the fence when it comes to Zirkzee. Should we give him more time, or should we just sell him? Is 2 years enough? So we will see about that, and we will have the debate. I want to know what you guys think about Joshua Zirkzee, and should we pursue the Juventus links and try to see if there's something there? Could we get enough money for him? And next question is, who are we bringing in as the next striker option? Because we heard today actually that Chelsea have been linked to Danny Welbeck, the Brighton striker, formerly Man United academy player, is old, but he's good. You know, it's like a good wine. And for me, I wouldn't mind having Welbeck in our ranks, but we will see about that, what will happen. And I will talk with you and Stu and Mark if he comes on about Welbeck, or do we have other options? We heard rumors about Thiago from Brentford. And we also heard rumors about Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa. So tonight will be much about the striker debates. I want to know your opinion when it comes to this. There have been other news when it comes to transfers. Tonight we saw Josh Stones, the Manchester City centre-back, is apparently leaving and going to Serie A and Inter. We also seeing Chelsea now actually going in for Jordan Henderson, the old Liverpool midfielder who had a brilliant season for Sunderland Brentford this season. And yeah, because Granit Xhaka played for Sunderland, and actually he was linked to Chelsea, but that fell apart. I don't think Sunderland want to sell, so that's why they moved on to Jordan Henderson. Also, another debate I want to have tonight is about Mazraoui. Mazraoui, who had a wonderful World Cup for Morocco, playing on the left-hand side as a fullback. But apparently, he have changed his agency. So is this a hint? Is he looking for another club? There have been some rumors online. I haven't found any big accounts reporting anything on Mazraoui, but there's a lot of rumors on him. So I don't know, guys. I want to know: do we want to sell Mazraoui? Is he the versatile type of player, or should Mazraoui just leave because Carrick doesn't seem to trust him to give him regular game time? He's just as a utility player, how I see it. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. And also, I want to do a season prediction with Stu and Mark. I want to know a little bit more about how they see Man United going into the next season. And last but not least, we will talk a little bit about James Trafford, the Manchester City reserve goalkeeper, is apparently leaving and going to Leeds. So Leeds are strengthening and are looking at a really, really good goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has been Leeds' weakest link for many, many years with Melier, and now we saw the guy we signed from Leeds. So Leeds, I think they have done a bargain bringing in Trafford. Very good goalkeeper. Guys, Stu and I will be back after this short intro. I see we have had some super chats, some coins coming in, some gems. Thank you so much, guys. We will look at them when we come back. We will be back in a short while after this 5-second intro. So see you in a sec. And smash the like, subscribe, and all that jazz if this is your first time on The Tactical Devils. Big up, everybody, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Stu is rubbing his hands and is ready for another Scorsese of a show. And tonight we're going to talk about Man United, but there are other teams, other transfers. It's been a quiet night from a Manchester United point of view, but I don't know. Indicalia is saying you have a bomber coming out in 9 minutes, so we'll see about that according to Indicalia. But you know, he's a clickbaiter out of another world when it comes to how he promotes his tweets. But, you know, if you see anything, put it in the chat right away, because I want to be on top of every transfer saga. And before we go to Stu, I want to say hi to you guys who have tuned in. A lot of comments in the house already. We have Jarl Malmin, Tom Porter is in the house, MUFC debate coming in. Big up, my friend. We have Jamie Wayne who came on, and Grey 100 also, MUFC report, who also came on in the call-in yesterday. That was a brilliant show, and I really enjoyed talking to you guys. We have Robert coming in. Big up, welcome. And if we just scroll down, we have blank coming in. Can't we just sign Sander Berge or Baleba Kone and get the hell on with it? There are bare positions we need to fill. I'm actually getting pissed off right now. Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling the same. We are impatient, but, you know, relax. There's 27 days left until the first game, so there's still time to sign players. And even then, we don't have to have the players in for the first game, because I think we have a quite easy start on the season with two newly promoted teams. So yeah, it is what it is. United 796 coming in and saying, evening lads, evening United 769. Oh, it's tongue twister. Niche fan is in the house. Neil Driscoll, big up Neil, thank you for calling in yesterday. Nob, always United, coming in. Big up. We have a niche fan again, sorry. And let's address the super chat from Bilal. And Stu, now I will bring you in and you can read out the super chat, because, you know, my mouth is going on.
It's going dry. First of all, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Jarvis. Good evening, Devilish Tacticos. Last night's show, even the parts I caught what I wasn't on, was absolutely brilliant. Great to see Jamie on, and great to see everybody else coming onto the show to support me old mate. But it's already kicked off with a super chat. There's gems. There's a few bits and pieces going on in the chat already. So we can't thank you enough. So Bilal says, great call in last night. Really enjoyed taking part. Thanks for having me, Jarvis. The other callers were on point. You should do call-in shows more often if you can. Actually, we would like to do more call-in shows. We have spoken about that in the past. And I think there's going to be a lot more games, obviously, when we do kick the season off in where are we now? We're almost in August, aren't we? So 3 weeks time,
27th of July. So
3 weeks time, we're going to be back and at it. So we're going to have games on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Eventually we're going to have cup games, so there's a lot going on. So we'll try and do a midweek show. We'll call it midweek call-in show or something, maybe our Tuesday night show. If we haven't got a game, could be a midweek calling show, perhaps. Well, some of me and Jarvis have spoken about.
The problem is, on a slow night, when there's no news, we can do a calling show. But, when there's stuff to cover, we just have to do what we are here for, to cover the latest news and updates. So, but it's hard to plan, but I guess we will have some international breaks when we come into late August, beginning of September, and there will be time for call-in shows. At least we should try to do at least once a month.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Bilal, thank you very much for that 10.
Thank you for that 10 £10 super chat.
Yeah,
And actually, Bilal, I think he deserves.
he does.
I said yesterday the big ones will get the Ronaldinho. I haven't had time to put sound on it, but you will have Stu's commentary when it comes to Ronaldinho. So please, just guys, enjoy.
Look at that. What I'd like you to know, everybody, is it's actually me that Jarvis has put an image of Ronaldinho on, but that's actually me doing those tricks. Hard for you to believe, but it is absolutely true. He's a phenomenal footballer. Once again, I'm still perturbed about how they treated him in the World Cup.
Can you do the step over thing?
Do you know what? It's something I've never been bothered with, is keepy uppies or anything of that nature. I was all football. I didn't bother about any of that. And even now when I warm up, wow, Dave, I don't even bother with keepy uppies and step overs and things like that.
No.
I just crash into somebody. It's so much more fun, Jarvis. We ought to see what's happening with the duels, because there's been a lot. Now, Jarvis did find something quite interesting out, everybody. So the first one,
Tom Porter. When it comes to the duels.
Yeah. So silver star from Tom. Thank you. And then we've had a gold chain. Is that a wrap chain?
A gold coin.
I did.
Goes right into the chest. The war chest. The Tactical Devils' war chest. And Tom Porter comes in with another 2 jewels and a silver star. By the way, guys, because we have achieved the gems 3 shows in a row, I think YouTube now is apparently going to give us some kind of bonus. I don't know, just for promoting this new thing, because YouTube, they find clever things for the kids to enjoy.
Dave 147, 1,000 jewels. That's a loot box. Thank you. That is absolutely another 10 jewels, which is another gold coin by I prefer the gold chain. I'd like to be Goldie looking chain, because with these shades I think I can pull it off, no problem at all. Goldie looking chain with a gold chain. And we've also, again, another 10 jewels, another gold coin from Tom Porter. Thank you so much, everybody. That means such a lot to us. We don't know what they look like at all, so we'll have to go back and see whether or not we get gold coins on our hands, or whether they go across the TV screen or whatever. So we'll have to do that. And we have tried to get Mark, but we're not heard from him, so we don't know if Mark is joining us or not. But if you know if Mark's away on holiday, maybe you can let us know, because we haven't this week. That's all,
guys. I'm so grateful. Thank you for all your donations. I know it's your own hard-earned money. I know it means a lot for you and means a lot for me and Stu. So thank you for being contributors and donators to the channel and helping us out. We are not the United Stan or any big channels who have millions pouring over us. We are just 2 hardworking amateur YouTubers doing our best in the ether and trying to keep you guys updated on the latest when it comes to Man United. My main point with this channel have always been to create a really well-functioning and great community where we all can come together and talk about Man United and enjoy each other's company. That's all I want with this channel. So thank you so much, guys, for all the contributions. And by the way, I promised all the big donations will get a special shout. And Dave, thank you for that war chest of 1,000 jewels. So I have something prepared, but I have to upload it. So you have to just give me 2 seconds. It's
Dave, the green, the bright green glasses.
Yeah. But we just go on with the show, because I just need to upload it before we can play it. It's quite a funny thing I discovered today on some reels.
Dave, once again,
including Wayne Rooney, by the way.
Oh, Wayne Rooney.
Yes.
Old Shrek himself.
Wayne Rooney, the singer. I don't know if you ever heard him sing.
I didn't know he was a singer. Could he read the words? Or
Nice. I think he's a good singer. So yeah, give me 2 seconds, and
I don't
I
know
will,
about that.
I will play
Anyway,
it for
what
you.
are people saying? Let's see what people are saying.
Oh, it's ready, Stu. It's ready.
Oh,
It's
it's
ready.
ready. Oh,
Let's
sorry.
give this for Dave, guys. Cover your ears. It's Wayne Rooney singing.
And I said to her, would you kindly tell me who owns that coat outside the door where my old coat should be? Aye, drunk here, silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's the lovely blanket that me mother sent to me. It's many a days I travelled, 100 miles or more, with buttons on that blanket sure I never saw before.
Quick question though. Was he trying to be Irish? There's an Irish
He is
gig.
Irish. You know, he has Irish
He's
heritage.
He has
So
Irish heritage, yeah, but
100%,
he's as
100%.
Scouse as it gets. I mean, it just doesn't work, does it? The Scouse Irish accent. Johnny Commode is in the house.
Big up, Johnny. And by the way, if you have the time, if you have the opportunity, jump on and be a part of the show, because it's a Jarvis's Corner. We try to have a bigger panel and more opinions when it comes to this. I don't know, guys. Did you enjoy Wayne Rooney and his Irish old chant?
Interesting. I can just about hear. So fair play to him for doing that. I wonder what context that was delivered in. And
it was on the overlap, so I have to give credit to the overlap. Yes, yes. Okay. Him and Jamie Carragher sat there and had a laugh.
Oh, Jamie Carragher.
Big up. Thank you, Ryan. Well done, the boys. Let's grow this channel. Yeah, we'll try our best. Thank you, Ryan, coming on yesterday. Very good. I don't know if you heard Ryan. He talked about us wanting the best, the right characters into this team. We only have Martinez, the guys who have the aggression, the fight, the bite. What we need is in this Man United team. So, quick reply to Ryan's take.
Well, Ryan, anybody who knows me and all the devilish tactics who followed us for 2 years now will know that I'm all for aggression. I play aggressive. I like aggressive. I love Paraguay. Yeah, against France in the World Cup, it was shithousery at its absolute finest. But you do it in the right spirit, the right manner. But and I've said this for a long time. We've needed a solid state six, a single six that can take control of the game when it's swaffy. Dissipate attacks, get rid of people, strangle people, suffocate people. Put the tackles in when need be, but get his positional play. So I'm all for that. But as it's a bigger picture, actually, everybody to this transfer window, and we talk about it all the time. We talk about who we're linked with, and all the other channels talk about, big bomber with Vinicius Junior the other day. Well, anyone who knows football knows that's just horseshit and pandering. From Vinicius' side, nobody's going to be able to do a deal in the Premier League unless you're City, who don't give a damn about money. But the bigger picture of a transfer window isn't just squad building, isn't just about getting the right personalities through the door, the right players through the door. It isn't about buying goals. It isn't about, buying a goalkeeper that can prevent goals. It's actually about life, football life. Preservation, because what you're doing is you're gambling for your future. You are gambling on future revenue when you buy players, and we get hugely frustrated. We all do as fans about we're not moving in the right direction. We're not going after an Elliot Anderson and a Buwadi in the same window. We're not paying 117 million for Morgan Rogers. We're not, sniffing around Barclay at 145 million. We're not interested in Vinicius Junior because it's undoable, the deal. We're not interested in this player. We're not interested in that player. What we are interested in is this particular player. And our club, post David Gill, has got it so wrong in terms of preservation for the future. Every business has to preserve their longevity, and we haven't seemed to be able to do it. We haven't seemed to have got it right. And I think we're in a bit of an issue now in this kind of there's almost a cork in the top of the bottle right now for us, because we can't compete, or don't want to compete, or are letting people think we can't compete at the very top table anymore in terms of price. And people are thinking that top players don't want to come to us. People are looking at Elliot Anderson saying, well, for as long as I've been alive, Manchester's always been blue. Well, the kid's 23. So what do you expect? You know, that's what happens. He wasn't around to understand when Manchester was red for 20 odd years. He only sees the 10 years of City dominance, or 12 years of City dominance. So everything seems to be glossed over about what a transfer window actually means for us, and it really is longevity and financial stability. So there's a few things that we should also take into account. I don't believe we've got the Betway deal over the line, or it's not been publicised yet. We know that we're supposed to have agreed a deal, but it's not been publicised that we're getting Betway over the line, and that may well be that we have.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, may well be we've had the first down payment, but yet we don't know how to deliver the Betway message, according to the new rules and according to safer gambling, which obviously we, as a club, we need to promote. Could also be we don't have our shirt sleeve sponsor at the moment. We don't know who that is. All we know is that the shirt sleeve sponsor from last year has been removed from the website, so that's not being renewed. So we need to find a shirt sleeve sponsor. Who that's going to be, what that's going to generate, I don't know. So it could actually be, until we sign those two deals and they're across the line, that we may have to wait on a funds basis. Or are we, as the thumbnail says, looking at selling Zirkzee and other bodies?
I think we are right now, because everything went quiet. Stu, I think you're onto something. I think we are now becoming, we are onto the sell to buy basis.
Yeah.
There is always a possibility to use the credit card, but we know our credit facilities is always expensive. The high interest we have on that loan. But again, I in a way I agree with what Ineos are doing, because I feel that we have to be responsible with how we spend our money this season, and we gotta keep in mind, although we have Champions League coming on and income for the next season, 100 million or so, but we also have to remember last season we only had the Premier League. We didn't have that many games. Our income was rock bottom. Although we raised the ticket prices, we sacked some people, some staff. I don't agree, but it is what it is. And I think we don't have a lot of money going into this window. Although the reports coming in and saying we are going in for a big window, we didn't sign anyone in January. We had the money for Semenyo. Apparently, we had the money for Baleba late autumn. But
that's
again,
right.
I do think we have the money if the right opportunity comes in. But as long as we don't have the right opportunity, I think we will be very thorough and very like Duck McScrooge when it comes to spending our money. Frugal, that's the word. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Stu. Always helping me out on my limited vocabulary. But to say it like this, would you guys rather us spending a lot of money that we don't actually have, like using our credit facilities just to get players in, that we haven't spent a thorough time on scouting and being 100% sure that they will be the right fit, and let the new players be the next problems coming in for the next 3 to 5 years? Or should we just wait and do things the right way? Because, I feel impatient like a lot of you guys, but and right now I feel like the Ineos spokesman, and like I'm dying on the hill of Ineos, because I'm not. I hate Ineos because they enable the Glazers to stay, the guys who have ruined our club since 2005. So again, It's not what I'm trying to say, but I've been asking for this, being adults when it comes to spending money, because if you go by United the last 12 to 15 years, we have been opportunists when it comes to the transfer markets. We go in with no plan, with no map, nothing. We have no direction. We just go in, wobbling around like headless chickens. And if an opportunity comes around, let's sign Anthony. Let's sign him. And this is how we have been operating for so many years. And because of this, we have been in deep trouble, deep shit because of this, and because of our owners. And so, I've been asking for this. Have some longevity. Do a thorough report on every player you want to bring in, because as soon as we have signed him, when it's pen on paper, it's too late. They are already in the club, high wages, impossible to get rid of. So I want us to sign the right players. And this is where I come to the next stage. Michael Sansoni, the guy who's head of the data analytic department, the guy who came from Mercedes, Formula One. And for me, I think he is the guy who's actually controlling the targets right now. And if he don't give his thumbs up, I don't think Wilcox, Carrick, or the Berge comes in and trying to force anyone to come in. We are not opportunists anymore. We are working with a plan. So that's just how I see it. And for me, I'm more positive than negative to this approach.
It's not a bad thing, because data in Formula One wins or lose your races. It's as simple as that. A quick split-second decision will win you a race or lose your race. You saw it at the weekend at the Hungaroring. What happened in terms of undercuts, overcuts, and the data has to be 100% accurate, because you cannot operate in Formula One without that type of.
René Lamment's very good example.
And so this guy that we got in from Mercedes is one of the very, very best.
Sansoni, Michael Sansoni.
Very, 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 very best. And to come out of F1 and go into football is really, really interesting. But it is years of undervalue of players, under investment, and not getting the right players that's put us in this trouble, because you've had 13 years to play with, and we haven't got it right in those 13 years. Every year, we slowly got it right last year. We may take care, but we may get it right this year. Time will tell. We don't know. But we're in a position where we are in that sell phase now, 100%, and the cheap player phase to bring in, such as the lad from Tynant from Tottenham, the new goalkeeper we brought in today from, is he Notts County, or is he, I can't remember if he's Notts County or where we got him from. We are investing in youth. We've got a couple of City players, haven't we, that we brought in as well. So we are investing in youth. But the problem that Carrick is going to have is, and you've got two types of managers, by the way. You've got a weak manager and you've got a strong manager, mentality-wise. And are you going to push and push and push to get your players in through the door, or are you going to allow Sansoni and the data analytics team to then dictate to...
It's not up to the manager, because we don't have a manager. We have a head coach. That's Carrick. And I think Carrick has a say, but I think he just counts for, let's say, 5 to 10% when it comes to the
and I don't like that. And I must admit, I don't like that. I think a manager should have, the final say on who he... But then we're working in an environment now which is very, very similar to the GM position in baseball, in basketball, and in American football, where they pick the team. It's my team, I pick it. And then you coach the team that I picked for you. And that's what they're doing. Carrick is having to coach the team that we do. So I actually think, in all fairness, the two that we've got in are pretty good. I'm quite happy with Tielemans. I really am. I think that's a great buy. I think we'd have all taken Tielemans before he moved to Villa from Leicester.
Yeah, or even when he came from Monaco, as I said yesterday.
Monaco, but it wasn't a player that we're interested in. And then Santos, they are kind of pushing their eggs into a basket of hope with him. but we do know that he's a very, very good footballer, very competent footballer, and he could turn out to be a gem for us. But we are lacking, as we've spoken about before, that real physicality and that guile. And we've got to buy that. We're going to have to buy that and add to it. And I think the frustration's coming from what's going on in the transfer market, who's making big moves, other teams, and we're just holding our nerve, maybe, or we've just become stale. So, like I said, right at the very beginning of this, there's a much bigger picture to the transfer window. And whatever you buy today, you should be future-proofing yourself for the next 5 to 7 years. That's what you should be doing. That's what great clubs do.
Yeah, and I agree. Sorry for interrupting your thought process, but when it comes to this, because when I defend in a way the approach that we are using right now, I'm doing it from a point that every signing we bring in is a potential problem for the next 3 to 5 years. And it's so hard for us. We're not Chelsea who can offload anyone, without a problem. We always struggle selling our players, and we're always behind when it comes to the FFP or the new rule, the 85% rule of our total revenue. And I think for us to ever compete again, we need to put that behind us and start to be a front foot type of club, as Stu said. So, and it's easy for us as fans, we don't have a say when it comes to this anyhow, it's just opinion based. So, but I can live with it in a way. As I said yesterday, I trust Sansoni and how the data analytics team and scouts find their players. They have a magic formula, and we have been very successful when it comes to Sene Lamens. I would say Cunha was a really good signing, and Bumo, it's better than a 50% signing, I would say. So if you come from a hit and miss perspective, he's a hit. And Sesko comes in the same bracket. I think he will come good, but he comes from the Bundesliga, so he needs a little bit more time. I didn't expect him to go in guns blazing as soon as we signed him. So it takes a little bit of time to adapt to the tempo. You seen him now, summertime, bulking up, being ready for the strong centre backs. So again, and also when it comes to Santos, what I've seen from the first 2 games, I think he's been excellent. He looks like a proper footballer. Tielemans is a big question for me. I'm not a big Tielemans fan. As I said yesterday, it's like buying a beautiful car, a Mercedes 500 SL Cabriolet. But again, his mileage is 400,000 kilometers because he started in 2013 playing as a 16-year-old, and he's been playing regularly 30 to 50 games a season since then. So I don't know how many miles he have in his locker left before he fizzles out. And I kind of see him like an Eriksen signing, but he could come in and be the best player of the season. I don't know, but he's a big question mark for me.
There are certain players who age like a fine wine because they treat themselves correctly. You spoke about Sander Berge and his injuries at a young age, and that was purely because of his size. And he got no idea how to use his body because he was just too big.
6'5", 212 pounds.
Impossible to know when you're 16, 17, 18 on how to use your body at that point. It's ridiculous. So, but I think Tielemans looks like he's got that within his locker, that he understands his body, he understands his ailments, and he probably understands now how to get the best out of it. Danny Welbeck's been a great exponent of it just recently in his latter years.
Nice segue, Stu. Nice segue. Yes.
On how to use his body. James Milner, another one onto how to stay fit and use his body. And there are great players that haven't been able to do that. Absolutely superb players that have actually retired way too young because they haven't understood their body. They don't understand their weak areas of their body and their strong areas of their body. And so they're getting injuries. And Martinez falls into that category. He's not 100% sure of his body on what he can trust and what he can't trust. Now, by all accounts, he's away on holiday now because it's just.
I think Martinez is kind of like by when he played, is just reckless.
Yeah, but Bay was full of injury.
The way he
Basically,
throws himself
yeah.
into tackles, I think is reckless. And
Yeah.
he's born to be a warrior. He has the warrior mentality, but again, I think it goes a little bit too far. Sometimes you just got to pull the plug and say, okay,
Well, players went
I
more.
feel something niggling in my upper thigh. Something. Take me off, coach.
But players weren't born like Stevie Bruce, like Terry Butcher, who will chuck. I mean, Stevie Bruce at 16, he'd chuck his head in the place of a football boot, no problem. Had his nose broken 7 times in the Premier League. It didn't bother him. He didn't give a damn. Terry Butcher was the same. David O'Leary, Martin Keown. These are hard fucking players. Vidic, Stam, hard players. Back in the 70s and 80s, they were really throwing their bodies about, punching, kicking, and getting away with it in football. Now, football's changed, and because football's changed, players have changed. And I think it's allowed their bodies to be too athletic rather than being able to absolutely suck up an injury. And I think they're treading a fine line of just being a pure athlete and forgetting the nature of football and understanding the rigors of football, just thinking they're running 100 meters.
Yeah, but Stu, it's just how the game has evolved, and it's not a coincidence if you look at the Premier League. We know the facts that Premier League, the tempo of the Premier League has gone up by 20% since 2020. 6 years, 20% increase of the tempo. And as I said, I always said this. I know I repeat myself, but football is 4 things. It's when you are in possession and when you're out of possession, and the 2 other things is when you lose the ball and when you win the ball. So you have the transitions in both ways, attacking and defending, and what you do when you are on the ball and what you do when you're not on the ball. So again, and the game has become more predictable. We have seen it almost has become boring because everybody tried to play the Pep Guardiola tiki-taka type of way, passing the game to death, and everything is about, stretching the pitch, almost like robot football. No creativity, no flair left in the game. But then we see the tempo goes up because that's the only way to compete with the positional play. So every time someone loses the ball, the coaches, the trainers, every game plan is run as fast and quick as you can for those 3 seconds and try to take advantage of the little window that's open for you to break down a team who's not organized. So this is what football has become. That's why the tempo has gone up. And you have to be able to sprint forward, and you have to be able to sprint backwards in every instance of the game.
Yeah, that's all modernism in the game. But back in the 70s and the 60s, when pitches were just cow fields or farmers' fields, we were running, and players were running with pace, dribbling with pace, twisting their ankles and still dribbling with pace. Nowhere near the pace that we've got today. But they learned how to play the game. I don't think we learn how to play football anymore, Jarvis. I think you're right. I don't think we learn the game anymore. We don't learn the intricacies of the game anymore. We don't allow ourselves to apply our peripheral vision anymore. We don't hear anymore. I talk a lot because I'm not the quickest player by any stretch of the imagination, but I can hear. I listen to what's happening in and around me feet-wise, because you can tell if somebody's different. Your centre-half partner because you know the way that he operates, because you've been playing football with him for 4 years, 5 years. So you know his running style, so you can hear behind you what's happening. Good communication. And we don't have any of that because we lose the ball. Jed Spencer's a great example, actually, Jarvis, of what you're saying. We pushed up in England, hadn't we, against Argentina. Argentina turned the ball over. Simeone goes, off he goes, and he's quick. Jed Spence shows his real athleticism, gets in, makes the tackle, puts the corner. 5 minutes later, he gets a little tap on the ankle. He's done a pirouette. He's rubbing his ankle. And Messi's like, yeah, this is great. I'll just pop it past you, put the ball in, and Martinez has scored. So you go from the sublime to the ridiculous. You go from his absolute pace, Jarvis, outright pace, which nobody could live with, to him rubbing his ankle because he got a clip on the toe. that's the fucking problem with modernism in the game. And what I was going back to, and it does absolutely correlate with what you're saying, because we are dealing with athletic players now. We're dealing with weaker footballers, weaker bodies, weaker mentality, because they're just concentrating on getting up and down the pitch, up and down the pitch, up and down the pitch, up and down the pitch. And the whole of the rest of the game is just disappearing. Are you on mute, dude?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. It's the 4 elements of modern football.
Just disappearing, isn't it? The whole game is just disappearing.
It's in possession, without possession, transition. That's basically it.
Tops, that don't make you sweat or whatever. I don't fucking know, but so you've got professional tops, you've got professional warm-up tops, you got this, you got that, you got boots that are made for you. John Terry used to wear 3 pairs of pegs, didn't he, in every game? So you've got boots that are made for you, you've got socks that are designed for you, but they cut the holes in them. How many players did you see against Rosenborg and Wrexham with their socks pretty much down by their ankles now? We've got 5 or 6 players in our first
It's in fashion. It's in fashion.
What is all that about? Football shouldn't be about fashion, shouldn't it? It'd be about getting in there, winning the fucking game.
They are young guys. They haven't evolved enough. They're not matured yet. We see them as proper footballer, but basically, they're not like you and me. They are.
I understand that, kids. And I've got no problem. I don't have any problem with it, but we should be, our senior players should be going to the likes of Harry Amas. It was a shame.
Give them some guidance. Yes.
To say, get your fucking socks pulled up for a start. Don't break your leg at 18, 19 with those stupid little shin pads. Protect your career, because that's what you've got to do. You've got to protect your career. If what was that famous Dutch player? Not Frankie de Jong, but the other one. Is it Luc de Jong? Or he was an absolute fucker.
What team did he play for?
He played
What position?
Central midfield. He played at City once. And he's broke about 4 or 5 players' legs. Somebody in the chat will know. I mean, he was a Dutch player, played for City, and he broke. I thought it was De Jong. Could be wrong, but he broke about 2 or 3 players' legs. So why aren't we telling our younger players you wear full? Nigel De Jong, thank you, Dave. Yes. He would go and he would break people's legs. And I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but I don't want these fucking kids to have to do that. So get your socks rolled up and wear proper pads. But we don't do that, Jarvis. And I agree with you, wholeheartedly agree with you. That the age of a footballer is slowly but surely disappearing.
It is, Stu. I wanna interact a little bit with you guys in the chat. Yeah. So many good things, saying footballers take their own barbers to the World Cup too. Yeah. So it's more important to them to look good for the cameras instead of winning games. And this is what the world has become. We have everybody, including myself, Stu, and all of you, have become more self-aware because of social media. And it's more about the parents than it was like 10, 15, 20 years ago. But when it comes to the footballing side of the game, I just I have a comment for what you were talking about, Stu. And someone mentioned that we need manager that shouts, that give commands from the sideline every game and tells the players what to do. And the most successful managers are managers who stand there shouting constantly through the full 90.
Just before you go on, Ryan, we always answer. We do a Q&A at the end of the show.
Yeah, so, but I promise, Ryan, we will interact quickly. I just want to end this point for Stu. Yeah. And my observation on this is, if the most successful managers, Two seconds.
Go on. So, definitely found it. So Ryan, just so you know, pal, we always do a Q&A at the end of the session. So, Jules, we don't know where Mark is. Actually, we've not heard from him. Jules,
sorry about that. It was Philip who wanted more game time on his iPad. So it's very important. Don't mess with my game time. Yes, so I will fix that, but I just want to finish my point. Sorry for keeping you waiting. But manager that shouts, that gives commands all the time, and those are now the most successful managers. And the reason for this is, my speculations only, is because players are set into systems as young as 6 years old. I would say like 50 to 60% of the professional players in the Premier League today was an academy player when they were 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
And when they were 9 or 10, I would say 90% of the players were academy players. And when you get rolled into a system that young and always getting told what to do, how to think, where to stand, how to pass, where to run in every situation, because, as we talked about, the robotic nature of football and the Guardiola positional play type of football that has been the dominant way of playing football for the last 15 years. Because of this, players needs instructions all the time because they have never learned how to think for themselves. And this is a big problem with the modern football. And Stu, I know I can see your expressions when I say this, but
yes.
Do you think I'm onto something?
No, you're right, and that's my problem. You know, you're 100% right. I mean, you hear it all the time when you're coaching footballers. I don't coach football, Jarvis, off a manual at all. If I went and did any course now at football coaching, I'd be laughed out because, well, what do you mean you can't do that? I said, well, why can't I do that? I'm instilling discipline in them. I'm trying to obtain, I'm trying to tell them and teach them about teamwork, communication, awareness, peripheral vision, listening, all by getting somebody to stand in a line, 5 players, and get them to walk 10 steps forward and 10 steps backwards in the same line. And that is about discipline, peripheral vision, talking, i.e. communication, listening, watching, working as a unit. And that's how the pendulum effect in football used to operate. And it used to operate on that simple terms. But if you are 6, 7, and you're told to do this, and you're told to stand there, and you're 8 and 9, and you're told to do exactly the same, you'll never think for yourself in football. If you were to get you to pass a 8-year-old who's been in the academy system for 2 years of ball and say, right, what are you going to do with it? He'll look and go, well, he's not there. What do I do now? It's rubbish. It really is rubbish. So I like the unorthodox way of coaching, the unorthodox way of doing it. And so when I was talking about, you've always heard me, I want Carrick to be more flexible. Now, you can't be flexible. The best formation is, no, the best formation is the worst formation. It's just mix it up completely, because Guardiola will look at it, well, when he was here, when we mixed it up with him, he looked at it and said, you can't do that. Hold on, you can't do that. He was on to Infantino. He got on the phone to Infantino and said, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't set up that way. What's going on? Managers are so frightened of losing their job now, which baffles me, because they lose their job and they walk away with £5 million in their back pocket. So it baffles me why they're afraid of losing their jobs. And but if you take a risk, in each and every one of us in this devilish tacticos, me and you, Jarvis, would have more faith in Manchester United and Michael Carrick than somebody who just shuts up shop with 25 minutes to go in a game because we're 1-0 up. We've only had one shot, we might make it. I always say my favourite phrase is, there's no Mavericks in the game anymore, and there just isn't. They don't exist anymore.
I think you're onto something, and I think you're right, Stu. But for me, I'm a coach for the 9-year-olds, under 9 or whatever you want to call them, and I try not to interfere too much. I try to guide them, help them, but it's not up to me. I want to tell them everything because I know everything, but I'm biting my lips during games to keep my mouth shut, because I want them to experience themselves and figure this out by themselves. And I think a lot of coaches needs to learn that trick and that trade when it comes to that game. You can't tell your kids everything. Some things you just have to experience and to solve certain situations. Jules, thank you so much coming in with a party hat. 20 Jules from Jules.
We've had a 6-7 as well from
Wow,
Tom.
wow.
We've had a whatever that 6-7 means. It's the big thing at the minute, isn't it? 6-7.
6-7, 6-7.
Yeah,
It's 6-7. Yeah, it's 6-7.
6-7. Yeah, and I'm going. Really? What the fuck does that mean?
From asking my son 1 million times, what does it mean? He said, it's 6-7.
Yeah, exactly.
So, basically, I think it's 6-7.
Yeah, and I'm still kind of not winning, whatever. It's funny. It's funny as fuck. But no, you're right. I mean, one of the things you
Thank
should
you,
do,
guys. Thank you.
Yeah, one of the things you should do with long football is they've got to be able to make mistakes.
Mm.
You know, you can guide them. That's what it's all about. And that's why I love coaching. I just love the guidance side. And like I say, I do it completely unorthodox. The amount of coaches and you see nowadays have got their boards out and they're kneeling down and they've got their boards out and I'm listening to them thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, Jesus wept. Come on, mate.
Compost Merps comes in now with the new hydration breaks, you know, and it's easy for the manager to get their point across. You don't need to be screaming like a lunatic. But, you know, they are taking measurements now to stop this. There came some new rules or specifications on the rules out today from the FA and the PGMOL. So this season, apparently, they will, if the goalkeeper goes down injured and needs help, they will take one specific player and put him out for 1 minute when the game is started again on the team of the goalkeeper. So they will try to prevent tactical breaks and pauses for the managers to get their say. So in a way, I like that approach because for me, you know, I think the games are getting boring, too many stops, and the World Cup was a disaster from that point of view, you know, with hydration breaks and all of this. It's like 4 quarters. That's not football. That's not how not for me at least.
No, not for me either. Not for me.
But good point, Compost Murph, and yeah, you know, I respect that. Let's not talk this show to death and go into to this one. I want to talk a little bit about Joshua Zirkzee, and I want to know, Stu, where you are when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee, because he had a brilliant cameo coming on against Rosenborg. He scored a brilliant goal, and you know, I feel like us as a fan base is a little bit split when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee. Do we want to give him more time? Can we see him actually doing well this season? Did he need these 2 years to like adapt to the Premier League?
I still think Joshua Zirkzee is 10 years too late to the Premier League and the way that he plays. I think there's absolutely zero doubt about his skill sets and what he can offer, but he just doesn't suit today's modern Premier League. He hasn't got the pace to get up and down the pitch. He you know, but when he does have the ball, he can shield it well. He can glide past a player or two, and he can move, you know, with the ball, pass it quite well. But his finishing's not great, and his overall game, again, for me, would be suited 10 years ago to the Premier League. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if there's money on the table for him and it's valuable money to us, then I would probably be inclined to say, move him on. For him as well, by the way, because I don't think he can afford another season on the bench and being a bit part player. You know, prior to coming to us, he was a Dutch international, wasn't he? Now he's so far away from the Dutch first team. If I was him, I'd be wanting to represent my country, and I think moving on would be a better option for me. And you know,
but do you feel like Joshua Zirkzee is pushing for a move? You know, he looks like quite a cool guy. You know,
I think he's quite a cool guy. Yeah, I think he's probably said to his agents, "Look, if something presents itself, then we should look at it and discuss it. If nothing presents itself, I'm okay." But if Manchester United come and say to you, "We've had this offering from Juventus, we think you should discuss it," then let's go and discuss it. So I just think that I think he's a brilliant player in terms of his technical ability. I just don't think he suits Manchester United. He definitely doesn't suit.
But the question is, are we better off if we let Zirkzee go and we bring in, let's say, a Welbeck who's been on everybody's lips today, or let's say Ollie Watkins or whoever, as the backup striker? Are we better off, or can they fill Zirkzee's shoes?
Well, the problem is there isn't really any shoes to fill. And I think that's the problem. I wish there was, because I was expecting better from him. I was expecting a lot more from him than what he's delivered. He looks happy all the time, though, doesn't he? When he's warming up, he looks happy. You don't hear anything from him.
He's a professional. That's a good trait.
And I think I don't know what he earns, 70 grand a week. Is probably enough for him. Set up his family. I just think he's a happy guy. I think he's one of those that understands what it means to be a professional footballer, and is going to milk every last ounce he can. And I think whether he does it at
he's actually on 105k a week.
Oh, there you go. He's absolutely raking it in, isn't he? So, and I think he goes to Juve. He'll probably have to
almost 5.5 million a year. Yeah.
He'll probably have to go down to, say, 90 or 80 grand a week at Juve, 70 grand, and he might want to take. He might not want to do that. So, if you can get 40 million quid from him, I think you should do the deal. If you can't, he's not going to be a backup striker, no, because he doesn't fit that mold. He's one of those players. I don't think he knows where his best position is. I think he confuses himself as well as everybody else, all of us.
So you think it's a profiling that's the problem when it comes to Zirkzee?
I don't think our good old friend Sansoni would have picked him.
By the way, Stu, we missed a super chat from Chris O'Hagan. Thank you so much, Chris O'Hagan. Sorry for not showing your super chat.
We're sorry about that.
We are like 5 minutes late. So sorry, Chris O'Hagan, 4825 coming in with 250 jewels.
That's unbelievable. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Chris O'Hagan. Love that picture. Love that thumbnail too. Lovely family.
That's an amazing
picture,
family. Isn't it? Yeah,
yes,
that is a lovely picture.
I'm a family guy myself, and I really appreciate guys, with the family. That's why I'm such a happy mood today.
Yes.
Family.
Oh, yes. Especially now the Tiddlers are back.
Yes. I'm buzzing today. And also we have a £1 super chat or super sticker coming in from Bilal, the legend himself. And guys, we have a Bilal emoji in for the members. So get that Bilal emoji out there. It's a green and gold with Bilal written on it. So yes,
please.
Yes, 100%, Tom. Family first, always. That's
where I was last night.
Yes.
Family was a calling, and that's what you got to do. 100%. One guy looks like he's smoking a reggae concert, and the other guy is tucked up in bed with family. Well, yeah, that's true. It's a bit of an unusual combination, though, where it's Zirkzee and Chris Hoy. But, what a cyclist he was, by the way. What a cyclist. No way. City selling Trafford for 40 million.
They overpaid a lot, but he was the best goalkeeper. Was it Burnley he played for? They when they got promoted.
How much they paying for? Didn't they only buy him for about 20 million?
He had like 20 clean sheets that season for Burnley when they got promoted under Company.
Yeah, but didn't City only pay about 20-25 million quid for him?
No. They paid a bargain to get him in. So yeah.
How the fuck are they selling him for 40 million quid? Unbelievable.
I think Trafford is worth it. I think he's the new England number 1 in when Pickford. I think it's time to drop Pickford. To be honest, I think he has his limitations. So you go elsewhere. Go for Trafford. I think he's a better goalkeeper.
40 million quid.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Great picture, Chris. Yes. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Jules. I like the supportiveness of the community, guys, helping out. Talking a little bit more about Zirkzee, for me, I want him to leave because he has his limitations. When he plays good. He's kind of hot and cold. I think he's brilliant when he plays good, but when he plays badly, he's nowhere near. And I can't have players like that. I can't have hot and cold players more in this team. We need steady Eddies, guys who can consistently perform at a minimum. A bare minimum. I can't have all of these brilliant and then you go with a 2 out of 10 in the next game. For me, that's the type of player Zirkzee is, and he has never been able to play at a consistent level at Man United. So for me, that's why I think it's bye-bye, and I think we should try to sell him as soon as possible and for as much as possible. We know he has a high ceiling when it comes to the Italian league, and did really well. Young player of the year when they signed him from Bologna. So hopefully Juventus, Roma, AC Milan, Inter, someone comes in for him. Napoli, you name it, and take him off our books. The only problem is when it comes to Italian clubs, they can't pay the salary. 105. That's too much for an Italian club. When it comes to the money and TV deals they have at Serie A. So I can't quite see how this is going to happen. I think we are looking at a loan if we are getting rid of Zirkzee. I can't see any of them coming in and paying his salary. So again, maybe they will cover 70% of his wages.
Yeah, I mean, if we could do that, that might work out for us.
Well, it's not ideal, but I can't see, unless Turkey or Saudi comes in.
I think it's a bit.
Turkey, they have the ability to pay those wages.
Turkey do. I think he's a bit too young for Saudi, isn't he?
You never know. You saw Jadon Sancho now is looking at Saudi. So
he's got nobody wants him, do they? That's why. They suddenly realise being a dick has actually worked against him.
100%.
And right now he hasn't got a club. So, hey, Cass.
Big up, Cass. Be concerned about the lack of transfer news around Man United. 2 weeks and barely a sniff. I think the Athletic deal sheet is out tomorrow. Okay. But Cass, we are looking forward to the Indicalia news that's breaking in a couple of minutes.
Broken, I thought it was supposed to break at half past. Was it half past 10?
No, I think it was 10:30 UK. So
10:30.
Yeah, 10:30 UK. So. I'm just rubbing my hands what Indicalia comes out with, And Cass, if you want to come on, let me know, and I'll send you the link. But I want to talk a little bit about Welbeck, because we saw this report now. His mates Rio Ferdinand urges Welbeck to return to Manchester United, and also we saw this report coming out from David Ornstein today saying that Chelsea exploring a move to sign Danny Welbeck from Brighton. Terms end 2027, and Brighton aware of interest. So early stage, but optimism on all sides. Deal can be done. Quality plus leadership appeals to Alonso. So we saw today, Henderson, Alonso, Chelsea links, and again, is Welbeck being picked from Chelsea in front of our eyes? Should we come in for him? Should we just not sit on the fence and just go for him right away? Or are we just waiting to see what happens with Zirkzee or Rashford?
Well, what Chelsea going to do with him? It doesn't make sense to me.
No, we just it's just for laughs, Cass, about Indy. But it makes me a little bit curious. He hypes his tweets so much.
Yeah. I don't know what Chelsea will do with him. He'll play less minutes at Chelsea than he would at Brighton. Are they moving Delap on? Does Delap go the other way to Brighton? I don't know. It's a bit strange to me, that one. I don't see the reason behind the link. They're absolutely overloaded. Chelsea are with strikers. I know they're trying to offload what's his name, aren't they? Our good old friend Nicholas Jackson. They're trying to offload him, but I don't see the point in the move. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make any sense footballing wise
Well, the report that came out said that Nicholas Jackson, Liam Delap, and Mark Gui can leave. So Chelsea are trying to offload 3 strikers right now. So we might as well be linked to Liam Delap again, or even Nicholas Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make footballing sense to me anyway. For Welbeck, he'll get less time at Chelsea.
I can see Ineos coming in for Liam Delap again.
I don't know. I think he had a bad season. It didn't really work out for him. And if I was Liam Delap, I'd be standing my ground anyway and saying, nope, I ain't going anywhere. So, but
he could revitalize his career. We know there's a striker in there. We had a good season for Ipswich the year under McKenna when they got relegated.
Or something like that. Yeah. For me, 100%. If I was Welbeck, I wouldn't touch Chelsea with a barge pole. I will give Alonso some credit. He's putting together a nice unit, but his squad is so big.
No Europa coming in next season.
No, you're going to
45 games at best. Going into a FA Cup run, but again,
yeah, you're going to have. He just isn't going to be able to play. I don't think so. Not the best move, I don't think, for Welbeck.
Yeah, and I also saw Pedro, the Wolves. Pedro Neto.
Yeah, well, you've got, but they've got João Pedro as well, haven't they, up front?
Yeah, the winger. Isn't that Pedro Neto, the guy who came from Wolves?
They got Pedro Neto, but they got João Pedro, haven't they? They bought from Brighton. Chelsea did 70 million.
Yeah. Apparently, he's not in Alonso's long-term plans because he doesn't fit the system. And we know Alonso likes to play with the back three. They 3-5-2 notoriously. Yeah.
Pedro Neto.
He needs wing backs.
He's not in Alonso's plans.
No.
Fucking idiot then.
Well, he needs wing backs. He doesn't need wingers. He need inside number 10. Same with Ruben Amorim. So that's.
Yeah, but Neto played wing back at Wolves.
Did he?
Yeah, he played wing back at Wolves on
did
occasions. He? Yeah, Neto did. Yeah, before Aït-Nouri.
Nah.
He did. He's played. Yeah.
Okay. Did he? Well,
yeah.
Big up gas. So yeah, could he be a guy we could bring in? Like an rotational option for the front five?
Maresca wants him, doesn't he? Neto. Maresca wants him at City, supposedly. Well, what do you do with Aït-Nouri then? If you're Aït-Nouri and you've got potentially Pedro Neto coming in. You've got O'Reilly ahead of you. You've got to be looking to move on. Now that's somebody we should be looking at.
Yeah.
So
Neto's pretty good. I think he's pretty shit.
I like Neto. He was really, really good for Wolves in his day. I think he should never have gone to Chelsea. It was a bad move.
Yeah, but the key word you said there was.
Yeah, it's a bad move from going to Chelsea. It really has. He's one of those that needs to refine his form. Hey, look, if he ends up at City, fair play to Neto.
I mean, I'd love him to go see that. That's a downgrade and a half. I don't think he offers anything really.
He's lost his way. Completely lost his way. I'd agree with you on that.
For me, he looks busy on the pitch, and that's it. I don't like players that look busy on the pitch and don't provide anything. But that's just me. I think if you're going back 3 years,
he's excellent at Wolves.
Yeah, he was just. I don't know what it is realistically. Is it maybe he's had a bunch of different managers?
Yeah, exactly. And even at Wolves, he played. I was just saying to Jarvis, he played wing back a few times. He played left wing a few times. He played up front a few times. He did play in a variety of different positions. But Wolves at that time was unstable, wasn't it, as a club? But he'd balance.
He'd be a great wing back. Amorim would love him.
Would you, Milan? Get him off to AC. Get him off to Milan.
Yeah. They said they wanted a premium fee for Neto. That's why you don't exactly deal with Chelsea. Then I saw the update for Welbeck and Henderson. I was thinking, if you don't bring in a central midfielder, that is hot ass. Like that is garbage. You can't go from Santos to Henderson and not bring someone in. I don't care what leadership and vibes you bring in a dressing room. Football's played on the damn pitch.
Yeah, that is quite funny. Yeah. No, I did see that.
Do you think like it's hilarious? And it's like, what do you think? Jeremy Quenda knows who Henderson is? No, you don't. Guy's 17 years of age.
Yeah, but Henderson, he's quite a general when he's on the pitch. He's quite commanding, when he plays, and I see his value as a player. And I think it's, as a footballer, I love playing with players that told me what to do and help me on the pitch all the time, and they're always an asset. And I don't know.
Let's put it like this though. If Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez pick up an injury, which it can be very, very likely.
Yeah.
You're bringing in Henderson, and all of a sudden, the fall off is insane.
Huge.
You're losing out loads because you've got a man who can barely move, can't press anymore. If you know what, I think he's definitely got a bit more of a ping on him. He will never lose that. A bit of leadership, but it's quite defensive. You'd imagine he wasn't actually that bad for Brentford, to be fair. But it's different when you're playing for a team that's you're expected to get a result.
Yeah.
Or something along them lines, especially if Alonso was to put him in, let's say, a 3-4-3, which you might switch up for, because if it's in a 4-2-3-1, you can work around it. If you play him in a 3-4-3, even though it's a bit different to Amram's 3-4-3, it's like, for me, I'm just thinking, this could be long if he's doing doggy work. So, imagine him trying to chase Rashford next season. I'm like, I wish.
Oh, that'd be funny, and that's why I can see why Alonso wanted Xhaka. I know Sunderland have got no intention of selling him, but you could see why.
Xhaka's still a good footballer, though. He's got legs.
I agree. And he has a history with Alonso, playing in the Leverkusen team that was unbeatable. Yeah.
I'd argue Welbeck and do you need both of them in, really? I mean, do you, or is that a bit overkill?
It's a bit overkill for me. If I was Welbeck, I wouldn't touch Chelsea anyway.
Or is it for standards? Does Xabi Alonso want to bring standards and people that can tell players what to do? Because they're two players, I'd imagine, that knows standards.
Yeah.
They want to bring. Do they want to bring a culture? I want to know what the bigger picture is. If they go and get someone like Alex Scott, I'll say your transfer window is probably it's near enough 10. I think I don't look at a weakness in Chelsea's side for this season thinking, I think you've done everything. You've pretty much painted everything that you need to paint. So, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, Romano just came out and say both Henderson and Danny Welbeck are ready and open for a Chelsea move.
Oh, they're on the phone to each other.
Already discussed, and it's not an issue. It also came out from Ben Jacobs saying Danny Welbeck has now broad terms in place to join Chelsea. So I see this deal happening now. Alex Crook reporting. So
Chelsea are not signing Alex Scott and Adam Wharton. I don't know where you're getting that from.
No,
they're not spending 200 million. And I know why. I think I came up with a good observation why the teams that are not selling them for required prices, because they both got 1 year left on their contract. If you can get 60, you'd argue next year they'd get 60 million for them, regardless. 1 year left.
Yeah.
So why would you sell them now when you've got Europe for 80 million? There's no point, is there? Now you want a premium fee. You want double the money near enough to make a real profit. So you probably wait till next season and say, okay, where do you want to go? Are you not actually waiting for this KFC bomb?
No, I'm not.
No. I'm just retweeting the show to let people know that we're live.
There will not be an Indigalia bomber, for God's
So
sake.
you're not just a tad curious about what he brings.
Oh my God! You know what? You know what? If he posts an update about Baleba, I might be more intended to believe it because he had a link before.
Yes.
But anything beyond that, I'm like, well, I'll if it's about Sander Berge, I'll forcefully believe it because I want to believe it.
You're on the Sander Berge wagon.
I want it more than any other midfielder. And I don't know what's taking so long with Man United. It's actually getting to the part now where I know it's all good to have everything silent, but I need something. Like, give something to the fans. Like, leak something, please. Desperate at this point. It's like, I can be calm as much as I need to, but how long's left to the Prem? There's not even that long left.
3 weeks. Just,
Do you know what I
just
mean?
But
Like,
you know,
get
the
me a
Sander
midfielder.
Berge is probably not happening because of his price. 40 million, would be, according to the Guardian. I think that's too much. And
That's
we have
amazing.
been looking for the good value.
Yeah, but we
Well,
signed Tielemans for 35. That's 40 million for Berg is amazing value.
I-
You're not even if you flopped, you wouldn't care.
preaching to the choir, I'm totally on board. But I think when you go by Ineos and how they have approached this window, I think they will try whatever they can to haggle it down. Let's say 30 plus 5 plus 2 plus additional, and who knows,
probably.
10% sell-on clause, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
who's it about? It's about Lucas Bergvall.
is it Bergwall?
Is that it?
We're not looking at Bergvall. We're looking at. Do you know what I don't understand about people? Yeah, with fake sources or whatever, is you're looking for more of a defensive-minded midfielder. Both described by. Well, I'm just not even going to mention Fabrizio, but David Ornstein, the main one, and the first name you come out with is Bergvall. Yeah, come on, man.
But he's an opportunity that's out there for us. We know that Tottenham needs to offload some midfielders.
Yeah, but he's average. There's nothing special about him. He's good ball carrier. Okay, other than that, his touch is not great. His passing ain't great. His positioning ain't great. He's still young and raw. That's basically Andre. That's our Andre Santos at the moment. I don't see it. Yeah. 55 million for Berg. That's a 25 million pound midfielder, mate.
Yeah,
50 to 55 million mark, according to Indicalia News, but it's a dodgy source, whatever, but he's hyped it up now for the whole evening, so you just had to show it.
Didn't even call it an exclusive.
Cass, what's your take? I want to talk a little bit about Masraoui changing his agency and going on now to Pantera. Accordingly to some sources, and why does he change his agency right now? Is he looking for a move? That don't he feel that Carrick trusts him, or?
Well, so that's the same agency as Anthony Elanga, from what I remember. I just think it's normal. I mean, Morgan Gibbs White changed his agencies this summer. Nothing. He's not going nowhere.
Yeah, no one of the big ones has reported anything, but I've seen a lot of rumors saying that is Masraoui leaving, people starting to panic and all of this. So
I'm not panicking. I wouldn't panic about that. Nah, not for me. You don't be stupid to let. You could probably maybe look at letting him go next year. He's turned 29, 30. Not that it matters. You might be able to cash in a bit of money and make a profit or whatever it may be, but during Champions League, you want to get rid of that one out of all people? That would just be stupid. I don't see it. I don't see it personally.
But it could come from the player's side. He's seeing his best years fizzling out, sitting on the bench. We saw Carrick. He didn't play him many games last season. Nah, it was only because of injury.
Yeah, you can remember he took a while to come back from injury. I'm pretty sure.
It was Luke Shaw and Dallow who was his go-to fullbacks all the time.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm pretty sure there was a big portion last summer when
he was injured for a bit. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was injured. Yeah, he was called. It was called up to the national team. I remember for AFCON, and then after that, he was picking up injuries, like knocks and stuff like that. So he was never there. I swear he was. I'm pretty sure he was. And even during the season, Arsenal, he had a knock. Then he got an injury. October.
Did he come back injured from the AFCON after the final?
I remember coming back and he was getting like a minute or 2 minutes, and they were saying, "Well, he's not fully fit yet."
Yeah.
Something happened in AFCON. I'm pretty sure in AFCON he got injured, and he came off. So
he did, and he was ill. He was ill at AFCON as well.
Because if you look towards it, I think towards the end of the season, I'm looking even now. Like you look at since Crystal Palace, we're talking about March. Got a lot of minutes. He got quite a bit of minutes. To be fair, it's not like he wasn't getting minutes. Like last season.
It's basically because of his versatility, and he played as a centre back, he played as a left back, he played as a right back, and he was all over the place. So again, maybe he doesn't feel that he has the backing and confidence from Carrick going into the season. Maybe he wants more. I'm just speculating here, but
I mean, if you want more, but we was in one competition, which was the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't think changing agencies is anything to worry about. It happens all the time.
I wouldn't be worried. He's got 2 years with an option for a further year. I think it'd be I wouldn't be looking at that.
I'd actually prefer a footballer who hasn't got an agent.
What, like Baleba?
Yeah, just use a solicitor to do contracts. You don't need an agency, but they do. They have them because of a variety of different things. Don't forget, footballers are lazy. And agencies are always trying to tap up players, always trying to tap them up. And they'll do something that he thought, I don't know, might get a chauffeur-driven car to training every day or something stupid like that. And that's why they change agencies. They don't change for moves. You don't change agencies for moves.
No. A lot of people in the chat saying it's very injury prone and sick note. But for me, I agree with Cass. It will be madness for us to get rid before the Champions League season. I think we need a player like him. He's very reliable when he's on the pitch, when he plays, and I'm never worried when Mazraoui plays. I think and even to be honest, I think his best games last season was when he played as a centre back.
Oh, what you mean for Chelsea? Against Chelsea, we paid in heaven.
Yeah, the Stella World Cup.
That's a partnership I can get behind.
Yeah, it's one of Morocco.
Didn't he play as a centre back against Manchester City too?
Had a dabble there.
I think I remember he bullied Haaland. He used his body in a way. Yeah,
something's ringing a bell with that one as well.
Yeah, he's quite good. Shielding the ball.
Have a little check.
Maybe it was just for the last 10-15 minutes, but I think he played as a centre back against Manchester City.
So with Man City, we didn't play them on a reverse fixture. So when we beat them 2-0, he wasn't actually there. So no, he was playing as a right wing back in the game that we lost 3-0. So no, it wasn't him.
Okay.
The game against Man City, who was playing centre back?
I don't know.
No, Maguire. I'm pretty sure Maguire was playing.
Yeah, I don't think we were poor that day. Very, very poor.
I can see it now. So our back line was Maguire, Martinez, Shaw and Delo. Shaw came off. I don't know who came on though. Somebody else. I think Dorgu went left back. But I think that was towards the end of the game. Let me double check.
Carrick always revert into the back five to see out games, so maybe he just moved Mazraoui down.
Do you remember Shaw and Delo got yellow cards? Actually, if I'm correct, I'm looking at it now. Very early on, Delo got a yellow at an 11th minute. Luke Shaw got a yellow in a 17th minute.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's something Carrick.
No, that's it. He put Aiden Knight. Luke Shaw played the full game. He put Aiden Heaven at left back.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll learn a Euro shout at right back's interesting, but I don't see him playing there continuously through if we're going to have two right backs for the season.
No way. But I think fullbacks is the next area where we need to invest if we are going by the PSG model, because if we want the rotational options that we see from Luis Enrique, if this is what Carrick is going for, we have one of his systems is when he drops Vitinha in between the centre backs and the full backs move on higher in the number 10 roles. So, look at it like this. Look at the goal we scored against Rosselberg. Like, not that they're anything significantly amazing to go off a game with, but just the fact that Camerson was getting so high up and who was there at the back post, a left back. Yeah. But that was on the outside. If you go by the rotation, if you look at the Hakimi and they come on the inside, as number 10s almost. And you also see Bayern Munich doing this all the time. They gather momentum, pace coming in from the deep.
We haven't got the right players for that.
You never. What you do, kind of, if you want to. I mean, Delo can do that. I don't think Mazraoui can do that. But I'm not being funny. But
No, but
You're-
Delot, you know, he's
You never
a
seen Luke
calamity.
Shaw. You never seen Luke Shaw get in the box.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
I think if he wants to do that, we'll need better profiles of players to do it. For me.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
This Real Talk pod. I played GTA 6 alongside developed, signed an NDA, but you signed an NDA, but yet you revealed information that you played it early. Not gr- absolute flipping idiot.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Do
Yeah,
you know what
caution.
an NDA is?
Yeah, I signed an NDA, but let me mention it to the guys on YouTube so it makes me look cool.
Okay.
Absolute, what a prat.
Yeah. Fair enough. There you go.
Cass, I'm just looking at it right now. Enrique usually plays a 3-5-2 sometimes, and use Mendes and Ankimi up in the number 10 roles, and you push just Doué and Kvaratskhelia out on the wings. So you have the rotation all the time. So this
We
is
ain't
the
got the players to do that.
but this is what you're aiming for. We got to see
I
the
don't-
full picture, the
I don't wanna
blueprint of what we are trying to do.
We haven't got Kvaratskhelia or Doué.
Yeah, I'm not respectfully. I don't want to see us have fullbacks in the 10s. That's basically
No, no.
Maresca. That's Maresca football. I was seeing Gusto and Kukure pop into them spots. I never want to see that. I'd
Well,
rather
you
go on
can
the outsides.
Yeah, you're going to see what's his name, aren't you? O'Reilly. That's where O'Reilly pops up. That's where he got a lot of his goals last season. He popped up, and that was it. We don't have that profile of player.
Yeah, but that's a modern fullback. That's how they roll.
I don't want to see that. I'd rather see fullbacks get down the flanks. I think we've got too many inside forwards.
I'd rather see a fullback be a fullback first of all, and then attack as he can. You know.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
do
the-
the,
There's
fullback
two
to
old
me.
men on this panel, Cass. So don't be one of them. You know, you are the conservative now.
No,
I think we got to be open for the modern way of playing football. So yeah,
I don't think we need fullbacks at 10s. I think because you ain't
I
got
think
natural.
Dorgu can play that role if he plays as a fullback brilliantly, because I like him when he
Oh, we
when he
score
inverts.
a goal from there, innit, against Arsenal. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to deny it, but I don't think we know what Carrick still wants to do. I think we see them moving into space, and I'm seeing all these tactical bimbos saying, "Oh my god, he's transformed." I'm like, no, it's not. Go watch the Man City game. We pop the same thing, pass and flipping move. That's the basics of football. Oh, we're building up with a box. I'm like, well, yeah, that might be new, but that was quite obvious. That was always going to happen. It's revolutionary, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see players pass and move. The first thing you get taught. I remember getting taught that. What was I like when I started understanding football? Like 9, 8.
Exactly. That, like you say, Cass, that's nothing new. The thing about and Jules is right, by the way. Dallo got in 4 times last season. Bar. I mean, fuck me. You've got to have a much better profile. You've got to have a real solid profile player. You may as well just pop and Buemo at right back if that's what you're going to do or want to do. Well, that's what Carrick wants to do, because that you've got somebody then who can finish. I know everybody likes the PSG format. People like the way that Maresca used to play at Leicester
or Bayern.
Chelsea.
Yeah, or Bayern, and the way that he played at Chelsea and that. But you know, ultimately, you can talk about modernism, and we do talk about modernism all the time. But you can easily smash all over modernism by getting stuck in, doing the dark arts, pulling a bit of hair now and again, breaking somebody's calf, you know, elbowing somebody in the fucking side, get out of the way, you know, off the ref. You can do all that. You can stop modernism. You can stop a battering ram by becoming a battering ram. And sometimes you've got to do it. You've got to mix it up. You know, how many times, and we've all played football, how many times have you been on that pitch and you think, can't get to grips with him? I just cannot fucking get to grips with him. He's giving me a fucking problem. So I'm going to have to stop him. So I'm going to stop playing football. I'm going to stop you. You know, so you stop his threats and allow the rest of the game to revolve around you two. But you may well just have taken the one bright spark out the game from their team just by giving up football for those 10 or 15 minutes. I want to see us do that. I want to see Carrick do that. I want to see him suffocate teams.
I want to see him doing the complete opposite, playing as close to Bayern Munich and PSG as possible. You know, I would even try and Bumo on right back and Dorgu on left back and try to be as expansive and gung-ho as possible. I think there are options if we let ourselves being a little bit creative when it comes to football.
I want some creativity, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I see you laughing, Cass, but you get where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, for me, I was laughing at Mbeumo at right back, but
well,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We ain't seen the team come back, because you see the team that, like the youngsters, they're playing totally different compared to like, I don't know if Carrick's trying to draw players in, like it's Brighton all of a sudden. Like the only thing I can go off is Zirkzee, the amount of space he saw himself or Lacey by drawing in a lot of players. But what happens when a team don't want to do that?
Like, playing Shea Lacey in the 10 is a brilliant move, because he doesn't have the pace to operate on the wing, because he can't take on the man, by just kick and run. He needs that extra touch, and that's why he's brilliant in the 10.
The problem with Lacey, he's not a back to goal 10 though, is he? He's a forward facing 10, and sometimes you need a backwards facing 10.
No, not according to the Rosenborg game. He was really good. Plenty of times receiving the ball, turning with the ball on the half turn.
Well, what happens when it's a more intensive team? Like, maybe I want to see what Atletico's like, but
yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean,
that's the question. We don't know yet, but I feel that he's good enough when it comes to this.
Can Lacey play the 10? He is a 10. He naturally is a 10. I think once he gets a little bit older, he can occupy the right wing, where he's a little bit too lightweight at the moment. But then again, it's where you'd probably want to put lightweight players compared to in the 10. But I don't know. I don't know.
But he doesn't have the extreme pace that you actually need to become a winger. You have to have in your repertoire to just kick and run, being quicker than the fullback. And that's not Shea Lacey. He has a very a slow step when he.
We need a bunch of players to come back, like Bruno and the rest of them. I think they're coming back next week.
Next week. Most of them are back next week, aren't they? And I think, they're back for the Milan game, aren't they? They're back for the AC Milan game.
That's not next week, though, is it? I thought that was on the 15th.
So we've got
Atletico, AC Milan
this weekend, and then we've got AC Milan.
Wait, AC Milan's after. That's, to me, it says 15th. You said we got Atletico, then PSG, then Leeds, and then Milan.
Yes, we have PSG in between.
Oh, it's PSG is in between. Right. Okay. I didn't realize.
So I'd expect them to be back for PSG game.
100%. Then they will be, yeah.
I doubt they've lost a lot of fitness, though. Like, they've had for a few weeks off, so I don't think they're going to be crazy unfit.
No, they should be okay. They should be quite, raring to go again. I think Bruno's already training anyway, isn't he? I think there's been some pictures of him.
That guy doesn't need fitness.
No, does he? Yeah.
Nah, he's weird. He's the one that will need fitness more times. Probably Cobby. Tielemans. Well, Tielemans. Where's Tielemans at? He's back with Bruno, and I forgot he was in a.
He's back at the end of the month because of the World Cup. By the way, we have a super chat coming in from Blank. Thank you, guy. Thank you, Blank, and saying if we're gonna let go of JC, Joshua Zirkzee, Bin, Mouth, Shaw, Rashford first. Yeah,
doesn't work like that.
I think we all want that, but
Mount's on how much wages.
And
he's always injured, so he's going to have no suitors. Same thing goes with Shaw, always injured. Got 1 year left. No one's going to... No, what's the point? Rashford, he's got no suitors. So, I mean, actually, when I think about it, I think Zirkzee and Mount's probably contribute the same amount, and one's be more fit than the other. Make that make sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the two, you're going to see Mount stay, aren't you? I think Carrick's been quite vocal about that. He likes Mount, and he's got a plan for Mount this season. He's been massive.
It worries me.
I hope he gets injured, man. And I know this. Oh, why don't you wish injuries? No, I hope he gets injured. So this fucking club can realize that this guy is a piece of shit. Because he is crap. I need him to stay fit so we can sell him. That's the only reason for staying fit. But as soon as he gets a couple games, I know what he's going to do. He's going to hold his hamstring, twinge the ankle a little bit. Just get off. Just fuck off. That's just as pretty as it sounds. He's been here for 3 years and you haven't even played 20 games. Has he even played 2,000 minutes? See, this is the issue. You can talk on this PR. See, when it comes to Mason Mount in pre-season, the amount of PR that goes around for his name is unreal. Nathan Stoll, all of these they're all little cucks. To put it nice and simple, I want to see their bank accounts, honestly, because that Mason Mount PR is absolutely a disgrace. About third midfielder, this, that, and the other. Could it be? Shut your mouth.
No,
that's just me putting it nice and plainly. Get injured again, because that's what you're going to do. And we can go back to why we signed that third midfielder in the first place, and why Shea Lacey is going to probably be in a team more than Mount is this season.
Yeah, I think Lacey will get some minutes this year. I think he'll get some minutes for sure. I don't know whether they'll lob him as a 10 though. I have my doubts on that.
Because he offers nothing. I think Carrick saw that with Zirkzee. How can you get more in a 10 from a 17-year-old than what Mason Mount's done in his whole career?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because guess where he's been most of his career? Left wing or right wing. He hasn't even played in the middle of the park. So we don't even, how are you going to learn a trade if your majority of your career or when you're fit is not even in there? You've done it for what? Derby County at one point. Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've forgotten about that. It's true, that.
Do you know what I mean? It's just pathetic. So
yeah,
seeing him in a pivot. God forbid, I never want to see him in a pivot. But when there's players available, you won't see him in the pivot either.
No,
I don't get it. What it's about, keeping him happy, or what is it? Like, I want to know what the deal is, because Santos is going ahead of you, Cobby's going ahead of you, Tielemans going ahead of you, and when we get this third midfielder, whoever he is going ahead of you. So,
when was the last time Mason Mount had a good season? A consistent good season.
2021.
Yeah, 22, 21.
The year Chelsea won the Champions League.
Not even 22, 23. He was injured.
No, 21, 22, wasn't he? He was decent.
20. So that's 5 years ago.
22, 23.
5 years ago.
He was playing for England, wasn't he?
The money laundering around that deal needs to be studied, because that was definite money laundering. There was agent fees and it was going to certain people's pockets. I'm so convinced.
Oh, God, yeah.
I want to see John Murtaugh's account and Richard Arnold. I want to see what went down there, because Ten Hag asked for him specifically. Yeah, I want to know the SEG accounts as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he was decent then. He was decent then. England international, good player, good solid player there. But he's been working.
Cass, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Martinez sign a new contract yesterday or 2 days ago?
Martinez?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a fake account. I saw a tweet, definitely
a fake account.
Okay, so there's no.
It's not.
No. Okay. What do you think we're going to do with Martinez right now? Because he's injured again. Can't we trust him? Should we just try to sell him? Because there have been some rumors that we are trying to offload him in this summer transfer window.
He'll stay for one more year, I reckon. I think he's getting sold, because he ain't gonna. If he's going to get a new contract, I think it would have happened by now.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting a new contract. I think we'll take the option if there is an option, just to get a little bit of money. But I think he stays this year, and then on with Cass, I think he goes in the summer.
He was on the same agency as Ten Hag. There was so many dodgy deals when it came to the Ten Hag thing, and also we have the Chelsea thing. I don't know what's going on with us in Chelsea.
Nobody knows what's going on with Chelsea and anybody.
No. They are doing so many dodgy deals with the Aston Villa thing and everything. Signing in last day of the transfer window. We all remember the deal that happened. On the last day, they signed a youngster for 25 million something, and who they will have bought someone back for 40 something. So they're clearly just scratching each other's back.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. But Stu, who do you see as the perfect partnership if we go into the next season when it comes to centre backs?
Perfect partnership.
Yeah. Because I think we need to build this stable partnerships. Two guys who Carrick will rely upon.
Well, it's Heaven +1 for me. Heaven and probably Maguire's our best partnership. From a defensive perspective. But if you're looking to, if Carrick is looking to manoeuvre the ball out from centre half, then Martinez is our best defence ball player. We know that, we've seen it. But our best defensive, if you're talking about purely defensive attributes, then unfortunately it's Maguire and Heaven. They're our best defensive attributes. Now, I spoke 2 weeks ago. I would give Yoro a shout at right back. I know he's played twice, but that's neither here nor there because it's pre-season. He's done okay. He's not been brilliant. But I don't see Yoro getting many minutes in at centre half if you've got Heaven and you've got Maguire fit. I don't see that. The other options that we've got are, do we take the punt and bring in? And by the way, people will say, well, what about De Ligt? You can't rely on De Ligt after back surgery at this point in time until late November for me, until he's really proven his fitness. But there's
Andy
no...
Mitten said autumn.
It's autumn.
Yeah.
Again, but then when you think about autumn, that is September, October, November.
September, October, isn't it? Yeah. So I think we can't see him back till then. That may change my opinion, but right now you must start the season with, and he won't do it, by the way, Maguire and Heaven. That's your start point for me.
I think he starts out right now because Lissandro is not going to be back fit for the first game of the season. If Carrick's got any balls up, like I think Lissandro can't ball carry the way Aiden Heaven can out centre back. So, and that's a different kind of weapon. Like you see Saliba and Gabriel do all the time. Actually, Saliba is probably the best one to kind of go with that one. And I think that evades. I'd rather that than someone who can pass their way out of centre back. It's because he's little and small. I don't really want that.
I love Heaven. I think Heaven's brilliant. We've got an absolute gem there. If we do it right with him, we've got a gem.
I'd just say play Lissandro and Euro in the cups. They'll get game time there. I don't think Euro should go right back if you've got Delo and Mazraoui. I think it's pretty stupid otherwise because you've got someone who's. Don't get me wrong. I think over the years, Man United have seen. I was thinking about it earlier. I was talking with Rance. I'm like, you're right back. I don't mind it if you need him as an option to say, all right, I need to lock this down a little bit. Or if you've got really expansive left back, can you do that? But then I've got someone like Mazraoui who can do that as well. You could argue he's probably better in that situation, but
I want him to learn the trade is what I want, Cass.
We've done it over the years. Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Wes Brown, John O'Shea. The list is endless. A lot of centre-backs learn their trade out wide first before they go into centre-back. Yeah,
it's true. I want him to learn it and then give us an option. I want him to give us an option. He could give us a decent option. That's what I'm hoping. But I think you're right. I think it'll be cup games for him anyway. He's not going to start the season. That's for sure.
Yeah. Personally, I agree when it comes to Aiden Heaven. I think he's the most talented guy we have with the highest ceiling. I think he has a higher ceiling than Euro, and it's because of how he treats the ball. He apparently used to play as a DM when he was younger. Yeah, so
he's played DM. Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Could he play as a DM if needed?
No.
That's not his trade anymore.
Not his game anymore.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to not looking at that, but I don't know. He has skilled a few people up in the middle of the park. I was intrigued to see how it may look or fare up, but he's a ball carrier. I don't want another ball carrier, but I wouldn't mind.
So you don't want Baleba then?
I wouldn't say no to it because I think he can be molded into something, but he's not my first choice. Yeah, he's more of a ball carrier to get out of a situation. I need someone that's in a six that's more of someone that they know when danger is coming from about 2 seconds away. Like Sander Berge.
Sander Berge. But I think if we wanted Sander Berge, we would have signed him by now. That's my biggest worry.
Well, I think it's an easy deal
because it's a deal that just waits to happen, you know. And if we sit on the fence, I see Newcastle coming in for Sander Berge. Why wouldn't they?
Because it's Eddie Howe and he wants higher pressing players. And they just signed they just signed the DM as well.
Yeah, they signed a guy from was it Monaco? No.
Yeah, Monaco. Yeah.
Monaco.
Bamba. He's a DM.
Bamba. Yeah. Is he okay? I don't know anything about him.
I don't know too much about him, really, to be honest.
I do. He's wicked. He might take some time to adapt to the Prem though, just because he's a bit reckless. But he's under good guidance. He's going to give you miles in legs.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Euro is more talented than Heaven, better technically, just needs to get stronger. Heaven is physically ready. Yeah, well...
I disagree. I think Heaven's technically better. I think he's better at ball manipulating than the rest of it. I'd say Euro might have a better... Does Euro have a better pass? I don't know. I've seen Heaven's passing looks quite great. Like, look all the times he was punching it into Zirkzee's feet and stuff like that. When Euro first came, we were seeing that. I think it was against... Is it Rangers in the preseason?
He reads the game really well, Yoro does. He reads it very, very well. And he's got good recovery pace, but he's just not adapted.
In the air, he needs to be stronger.
Exactly. Yeah, he does. He's not adapted to the Premier League yet. That's the only.
I think with better midfielders, though, he might be more suited to a possession game. So I'm interested to see how he fares up that way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, good solid 6. That will be quite interesting. Barkley to Liverpool, I can't see that happening.
I think it will happen. I think they're going to end up paying the money.
Did you see the asking price?
Oh yeah, like 130, 140. But I think
I heard something like 170 million euros. There were some reports yesterday. It's madness.
Mental.
It's
mental. Yeah.
Madness. Oh yeah, want to pay it. Fair enough.
I think Man United were contemplating their DM, but that's why I think surely by now they must have initiated something with someone because it wasn't because remember I like to try to take things out from what the credible ones have said. Like deal sheet came out last week. Berg's name was all of a sudden on the top with Kone. And then but Kone's been put on the back burner. So I'm kind of disregarding them right now. And then you look at the ones that may be complicated, and I think they've been shut down now in terms of Tchouaméni and Camavinga. Tchouaméni's not going nowhere, right? No. Camavinga does not want to go anywhere. He's not worth waiting for, and I think that's the message now. Yeah, so that kind of tells me surely United's got to move on for their target. So that's kind of left me with one more. And that is because Alex Scott's too much money. So and now I'm thinking it's got to be Sander Berge or Berge. You got Berger. However you want me to say his name, I think that
Sander Berge. That's how we say it. Sander Berge.
But yeah, I do think that might be the one because if it was Kone, I'm telling you now, every Italian journo would have been lapping up some sort of rumor by now. You can't keep quiet in Italy; it's impossible.
No.
Yeah. Where's Di Marzio? Where's Padula? Where's all of them? Yeah.
If you're keeping stuff quite quiet, your delegations or doing it through intermediaries because that's a lot more silent, or I don't know, then it's got to be someone in the Premier League. It has to be someone in the Premier League because why are we so quiet in every front, everywhere around the world?
Yeah, who else could it be? Well,
we only linked with him now, so there's nobody else in the Prem that we've got links with that I can think of. Yeah. That's why I think there might be something that might just spawn out of nowhere between now and probably next week, Monday. Maybe something has to get a kick on because if we're thinking the league starts soon, they must be thinking the league starts soon.
Yeah. No time.
Berg comes back from holiday in a few days.
Monday.
He's back next week. Burgers.
He reports in on Monday. Yeah.
Remember, Tielemans was away on holiday still, and he still got the deal done.
He's back Monday as well. Tielemans back in. Yeah, he'll be back Monday.
Yeah, so it's like, but the deal still got done when. You think Berg is keeping his holiday as a priority? If Man United came, no chance. You're about to be the second most famous Norwegian in the world after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Haaland.
Haaland.
No, Haaland's probably about third. If you go Manchester United, you're more famous than all.
Yeah. I think I will do a 24-hour celebration stream if we sign.
I'll be joining that.
I think if we sign Sander Berge, I think yes.
I've been talking about this guy for so many years now, and you know I was so down last time when we had our chance. We signed Ugarte instead of Sander Berge, and
I remember I got laughed at. I remember getting laughed at for wanting him over Ugarte. Like, I was quite excited for Ugarte. Don't get me wrong, because I like the potential of what I saw at Sporting, so I wasn't mad at the time, but. I wanted Sander Berge. When they're saying 25 million, I'm like, surely you get this one. They were asking for 30. Who cares? Pay the money.
Oh yeah, it was just cheap.
Penny pinching all the time.
He have to relocate. He's at Burnley. It's literally up the road.
Yeah, even 40 million is cheap.
We will never dominate midfield until we get someone that can dictate the game in his fashion. And then it's like, well, this is why I look at Michael Carrick and say, well, surely you're going to go for the dictator, someone that played like you, roughly, maybe. Yeah. Sander Berge would be so good.
6'5", 212 pounds. We will have a massive unit in the middle of the park.
We need one. We've been crying out for a unit for years.
Absolutely. Matic.
Yeah, Matic was the last one. Yeah,
Matic with legs.
Yeah,
basically. Except Matic is 10 times better. I'm sorry, but I love Sander Berge, but Matic was unreal.
Oh, he was unreal,
He was,
mate.
yeah,
He was unreal.
yeah.
Unreal.
Well, it was a couple of years too late when we signed him.
Yeah, we
had
wanted him.
one good season.
We wanted him from Benfica, I remember, and Alex Ferguson told somebody, I think David Moyes or someone, to go and sign him in 2014, or the board, and they said no. I remember that story. We went over there. I can't remember. I don't remember even another story that came out. Apparently in 2017, I think it was, or 16, went to Benfica. We were meant to bring back Ruben Diaz. They brought back Lindelof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is true. That is true.
It's true.
Yeah, that is true.
Disregarded Van Dijk at the time as well.
Yeah, we were looking at Van Dijk. Yeah, that's right. We were. Yeah.
Yeah, he played for was it at his Chelsea? No, Celtic time or Southampton time? We looked at him.
Who's that?
Van Dijk.
No,
He's at Southampton.
he was at Southampton. Yeah, he moved from.
Yeah, but he came from some Celtic first, and then to Southampton. Yeah,
Celtic.
He looked at it with Southampton, and he was cheap at that time. It was good value for money, but yeah.
Jamie's saying Roma is apparently growing impatient and want the deal done on the 21st this month. And also Dave comes in saying Newcastle are sniffing around.
So it might get us a kick on or a move on to move for a certain target by then.
Yeah,
because if they know that Kone's gone, that means you're losing leverage in probably another deal.
I mean, it's 28th tomorrow. Don't forget, guys. 28th.
Who?
It's 28th tomorrow, isn't it? So you know,
who is? The 28th. I was like,
28th tomorrow. So we've got a few days, 4 days. That's it.
Stu is 28 tomorrow.
I wish I was 28 tomorrow. I used to be 28.
I'm basically 28 because COVID shaved a couple of years of my life, so
I'm claiming COVID shaved a couple of years of mine as well. So I'm basically 28.
Wait, a little birdie told me Carrick was overrated. If that's your opinion, Tyrone, that is insane. If anything, Carrick didn't get spoke about enough.
Nah, I think Carrick has done well.
What do you think he was underrated? I don't think people rated Carrick back in his day.
Are we talking football-wise or coach-wise? Tyrone?
Yeah, football-wise.
Football-wise.
I don't think he was heavily underrated. I don't remember anyone talking about Carrick. It was all about Scholes, the reminiscence of Roy Keane.
Yeah, he flew under the radar a bit, didn't he, Carrick, when he was at West Ham?
Even at England, he didn't get through for England when the football changed more to a 4-3-3.
Yeah, the interesting thing, there was only a few well-known pundits at the time and radio presenters at the time that absolutely adored Carrick, but he was hugely underrated at West Ham. Hugely, I thought he was brilliant for us. Great ball play.
Who would you prefer in today's day and age? If you had to choose between Roy Keane and Carrick, who are you choosing?
I'm choosing Keane because that's what I like. I like that type of all-action player. But I think in the modern game, today's game, Carrick's a better
I think Roy Keane excels in today's game, except he gets a few more red cards.
He gets a load more red cards. I love the way that Keane, everything about Keane. I used to love Ince. I think Ince was.
I don't even think Keane was a 6. I mean, I looked at Keane. I think you're more of an 8.
Keane was more of an 8, yeah.
He was a box to box, yeah.
He was a box to box,
but he could drop in the 6, and you wouldn't know.
People talk about Keane like he had no technical ability. I'm like, are you insane?
His passing was brilliant.
Are you insane? Like Keane could run the whole show by himself.
Yeah,
kind of reminds me a little bit about Elliot Anderson in the way he moves, like the way he plays the ball. One touches, very effective, efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Anderson, unfortunately for him, he's walking into a bit of a problem there if Rodri does move out the door.
If Roma need to sell by the 31st, then we should not be doing no deal until the 1st of August.
We don't want to be messing. If they've got to sell, we don't want to be messing.
We'll take them on a cheap.
Maybe that's the hold up. Maybe this is why we are not hearing
anything. We talk about that ages ago. If we get Code, I'd be absolutely over the moon. I think people are not ready for him. I think people are not ready for how good he is. I think they see a couple clips and then the French thing. I think he's like that. But I think he's ready to take it. I think he's ready to take it up another level. Like I think there's a lot to come from him. A lot.
So what do you expect when he comes into this Carrick system and the Premier League?
I think he's definitely going to be placed as that 6. 1
Oh,
million %.
100%.
I think
Okay.
again it'll be kind of new to him because he's usually up further in the pitch because that's the way Gasperini plays.
Be
But
lovely.
I think he will never become an elite player in the 8 though. I look at him someone that is going to become more of an elite player. That is when you finally find your position, which is probably going back further in a 6.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when he gets a bit further up the pitch, I find he takes too much risk trying to get away into players and weave into players. I think if he just plays the game that he's good at, which is pretty much, if you looked at him and build up with France, he was so quick to get the balls to the fullback and that, and let them do the work. Like Kone didn't do the work going up the pitch against France, right? And then we was all talking about thinking, flipping out, Kone, who needs Tchouaméni when you got that? That's how I expect him to play under Carrick. You got other players that can do your
But
role.
Rabiot was the best of the 3 in the World Cup, I would say, after the midfield.
Yeah, he was excellent, Rabiot.
I think he died after the group stages. Rabiot became a little bit. It's like didn't look at him personally.
Okay.
I think he was good going forward though.
Yeah.
very
But
good.
does the left foot give you a bit more of an advantage when you got the angles?
I think
Definitely,
we need left-footed player. I think we need a left-footed player.
That's why we should sign Sangare.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
see, this is what I mean. I don't rate Kone. I want someone who can pass. I mean, that's how I know you've never watched him then properly. Like in my view, he's got the long ball and he's got the short pass. That's all I need realistically. Sander Berge though, he's got 360 vision, so that's
good
got eyeballs
receiver.
everywhere.
Yeah, Kone's a good receiver of the ball as well. Takes it, shields it nicely, moves it quickly. Yeah, I do like Kone.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but what about John Stones going to Inter? Are you surprised he's not playing in the Premier League anymore?
Solidifies his. I don't care enough, but he's probably made the best decision of his career. You're now a certified legend of that club, and you end up in a slow league. It's back 3. You're fine. You got players that can do all the work for you, and you're taking your missus to Milan.
Yeah. And to be fair, he's not getting in the City team, or was never getting in above Kuzanov anyway. They've just signed Kuzanov to an extra 5-year contract, haven't they? That's the player of the future centre half wise. And to be fair, he's a good player, Kuzanov.
Really but City are losing a lot of experience right now. Title winning experience, and
they're looking at
Rodri, John Stones, all of them, are jumping ship. So what's going on? What can you expect from Maresca coming into the next season? It's a big question.
I'll be honest. I don't look at it as something I'm going to be afraid of.
No,
really, like before. I don't know. Haaland's always someone to look quite worried about, but it's like, other than that, I mean, Doku's not really playing on the inside; he's playing on the wings. Like that's brilliant. If Maresca stays the way he wants, I'm like, that's brilliant. Keep him there.
Yeah.
I don't want him inside the box. Like you piss me off.
Yeah. I don't think Maresca's too worried, to be honest, Jarvis. You want to go in and you want to mould your team anyway. You want to go in a little bit like Slot did, and he won his title because of what Klopp achieved and put into position. You want to be able to just not rip it up, but kind of start again. And I think it's good. Look, City were on the decline anyway, and Guardiola knew it. He knew he would have had to got rid of Silva, Stones, and probably Rodri. I think, because of the injuries that Rodri had the last 3-4 years. So what you've got to do. So I think Maresca coming in is ideal. The problem is for him is he's relying on youth. And as good as Anderson is, you can't run that midfield by yourself. You've got to have someone.
Well, it depends who's the second guy who comes in.
Are
we talking about?
It's going to be Boadi.
Yeah, you think it will be Boadi?
Yeah, it is.
It could be Enzo Fernandez.
God, even then, it's like if you're telling me that it's any of those options, I'm like, is that it? Is that? No, again, I look at it again. I think even their defense. I'm like, well, it's what is it? Like, honestly, when you think of their centre backs, what is it? Like even the fullbacks, I think they got good fullbacks, no matter what. But there's Vardy at centre back, which is probably. I think it's Kuzanov. If Kuzanov can prove himself.
Good player.
And playing next to Vardy, then you're like, you might have a good partnership. But who's this almighty still player in there? Like, who's the dog? I don't know who the dog is. I feel like
Diaz, I suppose, won it to an extent.
Apparently, he wants out too.
Yeah, apparently so. But Diaz,
never fit.
No, they can bring in Enzo Fernandez and they can bring in Boadi. It doesn't bother me at all. If you're going to spend 100 million on Boadi, you're off your tree anyway, for a start.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for me. The way they're going to play now, but I don't look at that thinking I'm fearing for my life.
No, mate.
But you know, how will City react? Let's say if they're sitting 4th or 5th when we come to Christmas. Are they going to pull the emergency brake and sack Maresca and bring in another guy? You know, we've been there. We've been there ourselves. We know what happened to Moyes.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a couple seasons to prove himself.
Yeah, he'll do all right, Maresca will. And the interesting thing is, you know, you spend 100 million on Fernandes, you spend 100 million on Buadi or whatever, plus your 116 on Anderson. They're obviously sticking 2 fingers up to the Premier League, or they get more massive transfer ban coming in, or they're not getting sanctioned. So they know something. If you're going after Buadi, which I think is a fucking error, quite frankly, at 100 million, fair enough. If you're going after, he may go after Fernandes because he played under Maresca, didn't he? So he may go after him, but I don't think he's 100 million player anyway. So I'm with Cass on that. Don't do what you like. Don't bother me. You can what you're going to replace Bernardo Silva with, and what he offered City, and what you're going to replace, you know, a good solid John Stones with when he could play in the middle of the park.
Mark Gay.
Exactly. He hasn't swung at all. So you can lose experience, and I think Rodri wants out. I'm convinced Rodri wants out.
Oh, I know he does. Factually.
He's got one chance to join Real Madrid, and this is it. So
he's gone for his surgery anyways, isn't it? He's gone for it, so he's out regardless.
Yeah, so you know, I don't. City doesn't bother me at all.
If they got Bruno Gomes on the other hand, though, I'd be like,
that's a different story. That's a different story.
Yeah. Then they have the dog, the guy you talk about.
A little bit, yeah.
But he's Arsenal man, doesn't he? Supposedly, apparently, all pushing. But I did see they're in for Buadi, and go and spend the money, mate, because I think that's a mistake.
I don't think he's ready for the Premier League. I think he's too young. You know, he can't.
That's why they asked for a year on loan again.
Yeah.
But he's had over 100 games in his belt in men's football in League One. You know how crazy that is.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Yeah, it is nuts.
Yeah, but again, you know, look at Lenny Yoro. How many games did he have when he came to the Premier League?
He played.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
Yeah,
nowhere near.
Yeah.
Well, okay, 50 games compared to 100 games. It's a huge difference.
And the World Cup. Where you're quite confident. Don't like him under pressure though at the moment, Waddy. I didn't like it.
He's very calm. I think he's very calm, composed on the ball.
Yeah, he's a 6. He's not an 8. He can play 8, but I don't think he offers anything in the 8. He's a 6 in a not even in a double pivot. I think he's a single pivot 6. I think he can definitely be that.
But wouldn't it suit Maresca then?
Yeah, it can, because it's kind of like they build up with, like, who did he used to build up with before? There was Caicedo, and I think who used to drop deep before. That's why. Who is it? Who was playing further up? Because he played Enzo in attacking midfield.
He played him as a 10 Enzo, didn't he? I'm sure.
Who's the one that was? There was Santos sometimes, because I remember they had to bring in Santos because the
Lavia was it Lavia?
No, he was injured. I think it's the guy that we got. They had to bring in Santos because their build-up was poor. So Anderson, Buadi, does it work? It's quite aggressive midfield. Just don't think it's a super. I don't think you're going to create chances from that part of the field. That's my issue sometimes. When you got a centre mid and an 8, I like someone who's going to do something when they get to the edge of the box more, like Cobby or Tielemans or someone of that ilk.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Anderson, he's going to vacate, by the way. He'll vacate that middle part where Rodri sweeps. He'll vacate. Because he always does. He did it for Forest a lot. He did it for England a lot. He vacated. He didn't use his brain, didn't use his peripheral, and vacated into areas where players could just pop it off and past him. Now, with you remember, with Forest, it was a little bit different. I can't remember. He was in the minute. He used to sit with him because when Anderson moved, somebody would sit at Forest, and it won't happen at City because you're not going to get Enzo Fernandez to sit there for sure. And if you get Buadi won't sit there. The only player that will is right, is Guimaraes. He will sit if Anderson moves. So
Guys, last topic. I don't spend 5 minutes on it. Let's talk a little bit about what's ahead next season. There's only 22 days until the Premier League starts, or is it 27 days? 1 week or 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Just over 3 weeks.
I'm pretty sure we played it on the 20th.
We play on the 20th. Yeah, okay. So 24 days.
Or no, is it 22nd?
We're away, aren't we? Yeah.
Okay.
We're 12:30.
So we're 22nd. Yeah, we're 22nd. We're the first game on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's an early kickoff, 12:30. Yeah.
Oh, I would love to.
So I just want to hear from you guys. How do you see the league play itself out? Because we have now the top 5 teams with new managers almost all over the place, except for Arteta. We have Iraola, Maresca, Alonso, Carrick, also a new guy, and Arteta. So how do you see the league play itself out? Who has become stronger? Who's weaker? And just give me a number. Where do you think the top 5 will? How do you think the top 5 will play itself out? Or even Spurs, we can bring in Spurs top 6.
It's going to be a difficult one. I think Arsenal win it still.
Okay.
Although Gabriel's out for 5 months, isn't it? Is it Saliba or Gabriel? One of them's out for 5 months, isn't it?
Saliba. No, he's not out for 5. He's out for it. I'm telling you now, he's out for the season.
They didn't say 5 months. They didn't say anything.
They expect him to be around back Christmas times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah. So Arsenal have got problems, but I think they're well versed. I think they've done some decent business, Arsenal. Although I'm surprised they let Trossard go. That was a bit of a surprise to me because he offers more than Martinelli. Scored more goals than Martinelli last season. So I'm surprised about that one.
It depends if they get Vinny Jr. or not.
Well, yeah, I can't see that happening. But so I think Arsenal bag it. I'm slightly concerned is Chelsea, because I don't know what you're going to get out of Chelsea. They've got nothing. They've got exactly the same as us. They've got the Cups and they've got the Premier League, and that's it. And he's got a good squad there. And he's decent, is Alonso. So I don't know. So if I'm pushed, I don't know. I don't know, really, actually. I really don't know.
Well,
you've got Iraola at Liverpool, don't forget, and he's no mug.
Yeah.
Well, you say that now until you see his record between when he had like no wins in like 10.
That's true. Yeah.
It's funny because all these managers are trying to find themselves and players adapting to what they want to do.
Yeah.
Carrick's actually out of the top 6. Carrick's actually the second longest serving, funny enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And he came in February or January, whatever.
I see Arsenal winning it just because of stability itself. They don't.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming down with Arsenal.
Don't you think the PGMOL and the league is become more aware of the wrestling, the free kicks, the corner kicks, and all this going on?
The issue is it's predictions. It's a bit difficult to put a finger where it kind of goes wrong for them because they got the core no matter what. Ian, I'm going to predict what I think they're going to get by the end of August. I actually see us coming second. Funny enough.
Well,
I think we're going to get who we want to get. I think we might be in the surprise, maybe. But even if we didn't, I just look at us adapting to a better way because I've always maintained United get a bit more of a control in midfield.
Yeah,
we take the game, not the other way. You know what I mean? And we already got transitional players. We've got players that can play football. That's the way I view it. And I think with Champions League, they say a lot more games is bad. How are you going to manage two games a week? I think it's better for the squad that there's 2 games a week. Competition, and they don't come in cold.
Yeah.
So I kind of view it there. I think it's a little bit easy. Maybe I'm being biased, but I just don't really see United doing shit. The one I have that's doing shit at the moment is actually Liverpool and Spurs. I still have Spurs doing shit. I still think Spurs, and I don't think they're going to get an amazing attackers that's going to come. I actually have Spurs 6th, maybe 7th. If I'm being totally, yeah, I think 6th is fair. I don't think they're gonna have enough, but I think they do. That's a major upgrade.
Okay.
Originally I had them. I said, yeah, I think they're gonna do really well. I think they could do 4th, but I just don't think they have their attackers. I just don't. To get them more over the line, and even the defenders, you can get all the Van Hecks you want. You're conceding goals.
So you think De Zerbi needs more time to get this new team ticking?
Yeah, like for me, I think they definitely got more of a solid midfield. I think they get up the pitch better. But De Zerbi plays in a way where the defense is always exposed. Do you have enough up front to get you the goals? De Zerbi throws the kitchen sink. Are they gonna have enough goals in them? I don't think so. I think they're gonna win a lot of games, but I think there's a lot of draws in Tottenham's game. Liverpool kind of have. It's nearly the 31st, and they've just got a Munoz in.
Yeah,
and I don't know where else they got. And Munoz is not proven.
They got centre back as well.
They're missing right backs. Both their centre backs are injured. As it stands, they'll probably come back. Not proven. Isak needs to prove himself. Wirtz needs to prove himself. They have the element of surprise with them, which is a big factor. But I look at that defense and think, have you upgraded? I think Kirkes will get better. I think Van Dijk. I think Gravenberch probably goes back in the 6.
Didn't they sign a centre half in January?
Yeah, Jeremy Jacquet. He's injured.
Is he injured? Jacquet? He's
injured at the moment. Yeah, so it's like again, it's kind of relying on Isak getting a lot of the goals. And I don't think they got the squad to stretch 2 games as much with the qualities, but I expect them to be in the mix no matter what. I expect them to be 5th, maybe even 6th. I just don't see it at the moment. Man City, I think, going to be fine. But I still think they finish 4th. I think they'll have a lot. I think they'll have a good stability. And I don't even think, you know what, funny enough, I believe 2nd and 4th won't have a lot between.
No, they won't. It's the tightest league this year.
I have Chelsea 3rd, maybe even 2nd. I think they just got nothing. There's no pressure.
Well, I picked us to finish 3rd this time last year on 66 points. Obviously, we got 71 in the end. But I thought we'd finish on 66 and 3rd.
Depends on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, this time, I'm absolutely. I don't know. I can't definitively say where we'll end up because
it's really early predictions. We don't know that the transfer window yet. So yeah.
I think we have to do predictions in August.
I think we will, but I think it's interesting starting to think of it right now because I feel maybe because of Saliba, Arsenal will drop down a little bit. Also because of the PGMOL, I think they will be more focused on a lot of goals from Arsenal. I think they got for free.
They won't do that.
It won't happen next season.
Yeah, they won't do that.
I also think more teams will be ready for what Arteta is coming with. I can't see them getting stronger. I think unless they sign Mini Junior and even him,
that's a
yeah.
You have to double up on that guy.
That's the thing.
Nobody can afford.
If you dissect Man United though, Jarvis, a little bit.
Yeah.
My thing is I just look at players and think, are you going to improve or are you going to not improve? Who is overperforming? Who's underperforming? I go through I think Larvin's is as good, if not better. I don't see him getting worse at all because of his age. I think Luke Shaw overperformed, so I expect a dip from Luke Shaw. But that means there's probability for someone like Dorgu or someone. Do I expect more from Dorgu? Because you got to remember, half our season was under dog shit. So people got to remember this. We drew a lot of games and gave away a lot of games under Amorim. So it's like, how much more of an improvement do I expect in goals from players? Do I expect more goals from Cunha, Mbumo, Ahmad, Sesko? I'd argue yes. I think the only player
Are you a little bit cheeky?
No, because when you look at their goals and their assists, was it really that much?
Yeah.
Do you think that you could do better than 10 or 12 goals in I think you'd argue, yeah. I think you'd say, actually, yeah, look at Ahmad. He didn't get a lot of goals and assists. His decision making was poor, so I expect a better Ahmad. I think I'm in my right to say I think so because I don't think he overperformed. I think Bruno Fernandes overperformed. I expect a little dip with him, a little tiny one, just because we're going to play him over a stretch of more games.
Fair enough.
And I don't think there's enough option for the attacking mid spot to help us out, other than Cunha, which is a different game. Kobe Mainu, was he overperforming that half year? But he only played half a year. So you'd say your average surely gets better. And then you're looking at the other ones like Heaven, maybe another games, years out of his. Our defense surely has to perform better. Surely can't get any. I say it can't get any worse. I mean, Amram came about. I mean, can it get any worse?
It can't get any worse. And to be honest, if Rashford stays,
can it get any better?
Yeah, I think we get 8 to 10 goals out of Rashford next season. Don't forget he popped in
in
the Prem. Don't forget he popped in 14 and 12 assists for Barca. So I think he'll come up with 8 to 10. Cunha, I think we will get a better output from him. You'll get a slightly better output out of.
You'd argue our players are quite fresh as well compared to others.
We are going to be relatively fresh, because a lot of our players have been back right at the start of pre-season.
Yeah, Casemiro overperformed for us, so it's like, can we? But I think we can expand that into a different way, like get the ball back quicker.
Yeah,
not relying on headers, just bits and bobs like that. Because remember, we scored a lot from corners. So we need to kind of
people forget that,
yeah. So we got to like convert those corners, probably chop that in half, and say, can we score that in league goals and more? Yeah.
So we scored. Well, Casemiro got 7, didn't he, from corners himself?
Yeah,
give or take,
or set pieces,
or set pieces, So I'm not saying Rashford. Actually, no, I think he can. I think Rashford can get us 8 to 10.
The issue, my thing is as well is creation, which I have a big problem with. If we do not utilize our fullbacks and be brave to get up the pitch, we can expect a drop off. I'm telling you that now. We are not seeing the daylight for next year. We will be struggling at the end of the season, and then there's going to be a lot of questions under Carrick. You cannot have the fullbacks sitting back. You have to have a left back that goes forward. So this is on Ineos now. You have to have fullbacks going forward. Have to. There has to be something that makes people shit scared of Sesko, because there's a lot of crosses coming in from paces. That it's not just like, let me just pass it into his feet and see if I can get a 1-2. That's always going to be there. If you don't cross the ball, you don't put it into danger areas, you're not going to get those stupid tap-ins that everyone else loves to get but us. So that's where I'm at. The importance. I don't like when fullbacks sit back. I'm not a fan of it unless you've got a different way of playing.
When you deep it, when you think of it, what we will learn this season is, did the players perform because of Carrick or despite of Amorim? Because the focus, as soon as Amorim was gone, the focus on the players was different. We all remember. And was that because of Carrick, or was it because of Amorim leaving? We were many games we were leading, we were up at halftime, and we fell through, and we didn't have the right mentality. We weren't sharp enough. But as soon as Amorim left, the sharpness was back. As you said, we were playing like we were on a mission. And I don't know if that's because of Carrick, or it's because of, or despite of Carrick. So we will see if the players have the right attitude coming into the next season. So that will be a big question mark for me. You know what I'm trying to say, Cass?
Yeah. I think we survived that wobble.
Yeah.
I think the wobble happened when you saw Cobby. He had a knock, and it was that little wobble, West Ham, and that. But we survived that wobble because you went on and smashed Villa and Brighton. Even if they were throwing the game or not, Brighton were playing for something. You went and smashed them at their ground. For them to maybe not even get Europe and stuff, like it happened. I think there is focus. I think there has to be focus. I think there's more. You'd argue that I don't see how it drops off, because we're changing the way we're playing as well. So it's not like it's the same idea. I don't see players getting bored of it.
No.
Like I think when you stay in a certain system, it gets it gets boring. People, you said we've all played football. Have you ever played in a team that's always better than you and you just counter attack all the time? It gets boring. It does get boring.
Yeah.
You want to take the game to teams and stuff like that. You can't always focus, because focus is about defending really well and then counter attacking all the time. That's boring. Your focus, you can't rely on your focus levels. You have to let your football do the talking as well. You got to be excited as a footballer to go into matches thinking we're going to play some good football today.
But I've always been worried about this because we didn't do anything with the coaching staff. We let Carrick keep his place, but we kept on the other guys, the dross, okay, Steve Holland is okay, but the other guys, Johnny Evans, he know nothing about coaching. He's a rookie.
Yeah, Woodgate.
And also comes for the Woodgate, or what's his name? Woodgate, Jonathan Woodgate. I don't trust them. I don't trust them to bring us on to the next level. I would have personally brought on a extremely good assistant coach for Carrick to help him on into this next season, but we didn't. So again, I'm not quite sure where the players are with the management. Do they respect them enough to go into the season and perform 100% every freaking game, 2-3 games?
They've got no choice. They've got no choice.
Well, we've seen this Man United team dropping tools whenever it suits them. So that's the problem.
But that's the profile of the person. That's not great coaching, bad coaching. It's the profile of the person. You are the only one that can determine.
So you can't see Lenny Yoro, you can't see Ahmad dropping tools, you can't see Dorgu dropping tools whenever things get comfortable and the pressure gets hard.
But that's up to them. But that's up to them as individual persons. Whether you've got a brilliant coach, a crappy coach, or a average coach won't make any difference, because the player himself makes that determination how he's going to play that game.
I'm not really bothered about the coach. I think looking into coaches are a little bit overrated. Coaches, I think as long as Carrick's got an idea, remember he's the tactician himself. He's not a man manager. He can be. Of course, he's a good man manager, but he's not one that focuses on having somebody else do the tactics for him. He's got the idea. He's got the vision. He's on the pitch with them, a bit like Amorim, and he expects his coaches to execute what he wants. So I don't really think it's down to Woodgate or any of them, or likes of who is it? The other one that came in from the England setup, wherever isn't it? Steve Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's these set piece coaches. Yeah,
we have Johnny Evans and the guy who came from the academy.
We can't look at players about down to how many times have we refreshed our squad bit by bit and then say, well, it must be that player, that player, that player, that player. I think it's just a little bit too much scapegoat. I think there's definitely a focus for me. I don't look at Tielemans and Santos and next two players are coming, Carl Darlow and all these other players that are trying to prove something to start down tooling. I don't think it works like that anymore as much as the next.
I certainly don't think. I mean, what annoys me about modern day pros is they can't seem to use their own brains and unlock defenses their own way. They've always got to rely on this and that and this. But footballers, we know, because you play it evolves all the time. How many times you've been on the pitch and thought, okay, well, we were told that they're going to attack down the right, but they're actually attacking down the left, so we'll just move across and we'll stop the left, because you've noticed it during a game. We talk about it all the time, communication. And I just think that, seriously, guys, what can you coach? Bruno, there's nothing you can coach these players. They don't know about the game. That's what annoys me with these players and their attitudes.
Coaching is about keeping the players on their toes. You got to give credit when they do things well, and you got to always keep them sharp to improving and all of this. So if you give too much praise, they get comfortable. If you're too hard, if you always use the whip, they will lose their confidence. So finding the right balance is always the task for the manager, and that's why you have to be a good manager, and you also have to be a good coach. Inspire them and learn them new things and have new drills and all of this. New thoughts, new ideas. And that's why I think you have to be experienced, because if you're not experienced, if you just like Carrick done half a season, if he just continues what he's doing, it's maybe not enough. And this is why you have Jose Mourinho, all of these great managers. They always know how to improve and to reinvent themselves. Look at Alex Ferguson, what he did through all these years.
Mourinho didn't really reinvent himself.
You can only reinvent yourself to a point, can't you? When you get
you have to reinvent it, because you will always get figured out. I talk about the playbook. You have a playbook of let's say 100 scenarios. And after a while, you get found out and you have to write new pages in the playbook.
Carrick already came out and said that the way he's playing is because that's what the team is more suited to. He didn't even put his ideas across yet.
Okay, yeah, well,
So that's reinventive in itself, I suppose.
You're limited in what you can do. Once you get to 16, once you then that's it. Your sponge is gone. Then you're about your own ability. So you've got to almost coach yourself in football. I've always said this: when you get to adult age, you've got to coach yourself. You can listen and you can kind of try and learn from these people, but there's only a finite amount of things you can do on a football pitch. There really is. There's only a handful of formations you can play. There's only so many times during the game you can run 40, you can pop a 40-yard pass. There's only so many times you can line up as a back four, as a back five, as a back three. There's only so many times during a 90-minute game of football you can do any of those. And some of the best coaches, one for the better phrase, they say to somebody, if you are stuck, I don't know, in the final third of your pitch and you've got 3 players on you and you can get 2 passes, 1, 2, and you can get yourself out of that area, fine, do it. But if you can't, just pop it back 5 yards. But your brain should tell you to do that anyway. When you're in that position, I can't turn left, I can't turn right, I can't go behind me. I'm just going to drop it there.
Well, that's why you bring quality. Sometimes these players in the past, let's be real with it, they're not up to par.
Well, I think therein lies our issue. We haven't bought the
That's
right.
why. Well, our midfield's been needing work for flipping like a decade. It's only been completed once, and that was only good enough for 1 year, which was the Pogba, Herrera, and the Matic combination. That was the only time where we was taking games to teams, and then Pogba got injured and it fell apart. So that's why I look at the midfield now and just say, well, this is why this last player is crucial.
Yeah,
it has to be more of a possession-based midfielder. That's why I say it has to be someone stand up. That's why I don't really overall want someone like Baleba, because it's for me, Baleba is
limited, maybe.
Yeah, counterpart to what teams are trying to do to you rather than what can you do to them. I want to do what I want to go to them and start saying, well, you got to figure us out, not the other way around, which can be obviously utilized, but
the only thing that worries me a little bit with what you said, Cass, you said we haven't seen what Carrick has in his playbook yet, and it worries me a little bit. Why did we give him the job then?
Because
remember, it worries me a little bit when you look at it from that perspective.
We never decide what we want. Like, we wanted a manager that can push his ideas, but his ideas weren't suited to the players that he currently had. Because did we really get back? Did Amram really get back for the players that you probably wanted? And someone you probably argue probably not. And then overall, we was asking for someone that can adapt to the players that he's got, and I think Carrick done that. But we'll never move further forward if we keep playing transitional football. Yeah. So now I think Ineos has to deliver, or that's another manager sacked. Because do you know what I mean? Because they can't adapt to what he wants to do, and we can never play football.
We have never succeeded at Man United when we take the next step.
Because we never reinvent the midfield. This is the first time ever since we reinvented the whole centre of the park. I never have to watch Ugarte play football again. And as much as I love Casemiro, I never have to see someone as slow as him. Because he is slow as shit.
He was. Great at drifting though, wasn't he? Brilliant in the air. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, his reading was great, but need a bit of mobility in there. But it never really balanced out what we had in the middle. It wasn't. It was more reliant on what can they do as an individual.
We always had to take into account the Casemiro's limitations on the pitch when we played. We couldn't play with a really high line and depend on him being one of the 3 in the rest defense, tracking back if we got countered on.
If we never transition into in my opinion, a dominant side, because people think Ferguson football was just transitional. No, it wasn't. We dominated the midfield. We dominated games.
We won the game in the park,
All great teams succeed long term. I don't even tell you that, are the ones that play a dominating game of football that can transition on you, but yet bully you.
We dominated under Fergie, but we dominated with flair, and I think that's what people consider to be the DNA. We win the ball back hard. You put it out to Giggs, you put it out to Beckham, you gave it to Scholes, you give it to Keane, you give it to Rude or whatever. We played with that little bit of flair, but we defended doggedly at times, and we played the dirty side of the game very, very well at times, and that's what we've got to get back. We've got to get back a difference And we've got to show people a difference. We're not going to do what you do because that's how we play football today. All this playing out from the back, mix that up. You don't have to do it all the time because everybody knows what you're going to fucking do. So what are you doing it for? Mix it up, drop it to Mazzari in the middle third, on the touchline, and move it up from there. Just a little dink.
I've got a question. You starting the first game of the season up front? They're both coming up back at pretty much the same time.
Cunha.
I think Sesko is going to be used off the bench for the time being. I'm not even being funny, but I can see it being. But I can actually see it being where Ahmad doesn't even start. I'll probably see
I don't think Ahmad gets in. Yeah,
I'd say don't be surprised if you saw someone like Rashford, Cunha, and then Boomer. But then again, do you introduce Rashford slowly and don't start him straight away because the fans won't like it?
I think it depends.
I don't want to see Rashford back.
But if you got someone that's like a false nine that can actually, I'm not joking, that can actually bring you into the game. Not Zirkzee as slow as Zirkzee, but like Cunha. Then all of a sudden, inside forwards don't sound that bad with attacking fullbacks, does it? Where you got Bruno just lurking in the box, just waiting for something. I think he's going to go with Cunha as the starting striker to start with. I think Ahmad and then Boomer is going to have to fight out with one another.
Yeah, I don't think Ahmad starts. I think Boomer starts. Possibly. I wonder what he'll do. If he gets a straight six that he wants, if he gets a single six, it might change his opinion about the way he wants to play. If he doesn't get a straight six, then yeah, like you say, he might.
You're going to go beat Hull City in a first grade game away from home.
We should be beating them. We should be beating them.
For me, you go overwhelm them with quality of attack. They will not know how to handle qualities of attack. They might sustain 0-0 for the first half, but it's like, and you maintain that Premier League focus. I don't think you are.
No, we should be quite comfortably first game of the season. But I would imagine Sesko will come on probably 30 minutes to go. I think he's injured anyway. He's in a rehab program.
They're saying he's either back for the Atletico game, if not definitely the next one.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
So yeah, he's come back like scheduled on time. There's no rushing.
What type of injuries? Is it back injury or muscle?
Shin. He got it. He got pushed at Old Trafford, didn't he, into the advertising audience, and he hasn't recovered from
Didn't we not just get rid of that, by the way? Have we not just flattened out?
Yeah, we've flattened out the pitch now. I
haven't seen it yet. So weird.
I know.
Super steep. You just.
Yeah, no, they've flattened that out now. Yeah, we got rid of it. We got a brilliant pitch, apparently.
Well, it hasn't been resurfaced since 2012.
10 years, something like that.
Yeah. I think longer than that. I think it's 14. I think it's 14, 15 years.
And that's why we're playing our first game away and not at home. So it gives the pitch extra time to seed in, apparently.
I can't wait to see what he looks like.
No. I know we are running a little bit late, but quickly, would you take Rashford back, Stu?
Yeah. I'm on the fence with that one, to be honest. If I'm leaning towards
there's no sitting on the fence on the tactical Devils.
I would take him because I think he gets us 8 extra goals a minimum. So yes, I probably would.
Can I speak for everyone?
Yes.
All he's got to do is score a goal and then probably follow that up with a good performance. I guarantee everyone won't give a shit after.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, you probably won't give a shit.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Especially if he's coming off the bench. He's not number 10. He's probably number 14 or something.
Yeah, he's having his 11 back, isn't he? Isn't he getting his 11 shirt back?
11, that's
Zirkzee's number. If he leaves, he might get 11. I mean, he never had 11 before, did he?
Oh, he was 10, wasn't he?
Wait,
he was 10.
He was 10. He was number 10.
He was 10, yeah. I think he's getting 11. I could be wrong, but I think he's getting 11.
If Zirkzee leaves, I can see him taking 11, but I see him being number 14. Take number 14.
14, I got him. Or 38, go back to 38.
39, was it?
No. Oh, was it 39, was it? 38, 39, wasn't it? Yeah. The original number. Take that. But I think he'll guarantee us 8 goals. I really do.
I think in Champions League, especially group games, I think he just play. Yeah, just play. Just smash up the little teams.
Really good bench player for us. So
yeah, he won't get 19 now. And who's number 19 for us now? Is it? It's not Mbumo.
Mbumo's 19. Yes. Yeah. He won't get 19.
Well,
he just started out.
I don't
on
want him
pitch.
back. I don't want
Yeah.
Rashford back. For me, no. I think he brings too much negativity, and I don't want a divided fan base. I think we are as good as we have been for 10 years as a fan base right now. And people are positive, and, I think if Rashford comes in, I think we will see a split in the fan base again. And yeah.
I think Carrick gets something out of it. And even then, I don't think he's going to be playing enough to really get blames.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I think with 20, 25 minutes to go, he'll play some of the weaker teams.
If he proves himself, you're starting.
Yeah, playing the FA Cup, playing the Carabao Cup. He'll get plenty of game time.
If you look at the left wingers out there as well, it's absolutely crap. I mean, this is where I'm kind of at, man. Did you just put your agenda aside and hope for that you get someone that's focused and ready to go? Like, he's 28 now. He's a grown man with responsibilities. You're not 23. You're not 25, 26.
Yeah,
I remember when I was 26, when I was going on 27, something just changed. I don't know what, but I was a little hot-headed. Yeah, something just happened. And all of a sudden, I'm married.
We might enjoy it.
But could we expect an apology or at least some kind words from Rashford if he comes back? To let's start with the clean sheet, or
No.
Or if we then I think the Man United support group, that whoever's got word for, I don't know who. Do you know what I'm talking about? The supporters group. Then they got to come out with an apology, because you judge someone based off media for one, and two, what about all the abuse that he received before that shit happened? What about Man United?
So you're saying he didn't go out clubbing, the Dublin didn't happen, or
I
his
think
attitude?
I look at someone that it wasn't quite, it was nowhere near certain other players. I think he definitely was probably misguided, but I think the loan move put him back on track where he needs to be and focus on his football. I think I think he'd be hungry after that World Cup. I mean, he knows he should have probably played a little bit more. He had a taste of that. I mean, and he probably looks at this Man United team and think, oh, this team ain't that shit. Like, remember, everything was reliant on Rashford to get our goals. Not relying on Rashford more to be the sole perpetrator to get our goals. You've got Cunha's and Bumo. You've got a shared responsibility, and you're not one of the main numbers.
Don't forget, 2 years ago, Rashford wasn't going anywhere near the World Cup. Nowhere near it. He was so far away from it, is untrue. Goes to Barcelona last year, has a really good season, turnout for them, and it makes onto the plane for the World Cup. Can't argue with that. I think he comes.
I'd argue, even if Rashford's a bit part, does he strengthen us to get
strengthens our bench,
an FA Cup and a Carabao? Maybe you'd probably say, "Oh, fucking hell, yeah." I mean, if you take off Rashford, you're putting on Cunha. Like, oh shit! Like you start thinking of it a little bit like Man City when they used to bring off a player, you bring on another one, you're like, oh, here we go. They bring off. Look at their bench. That's how I look at United. You imagine you play like Lacey, Ahmad, Rashford, certain striker. Who cares? Take a Sesko if he's playing a bit part. Cunha maybe, and then in the midfield you've got Santos and let's just say Kobe Mainu, because you want to play him for extra games. You'd be thinking, fucking hell, that's their second team. Yeah. And then you got Euro that's going to play centre back with Laika. And then you've got maybe Harry Amas or Dorgu. Then you've got Mazzaral. You're thinking, that's a pretty fucking solid team when you deep it. Cole Darlow getting run out. Fuck it. You're decent with your feet anyways.
He's all right, Darlow. I mean, he played 12 times in the Premier League last season.
He's Premier League proven, yeah.
He's better than Meslier, wasn't he?
Yeah, a lot better than fucking Meslier or whatever.
What I'm kind of get at is it puts a little bit of a fear factor thinking, shit. It's not actually, when I actually put it like that, our squad doesn't sound too bad if you go get the proper centre mid and left back.
It's better.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then you've got Bruno Fernandes. And then you look at the bench, and for one, you've got Bruno, Cunha, maybe Mbumo,
Ahmad,
Tielemans. Ahmad might be playing maybe,
or
Mbumo, whichever. And then you got Harry Maguire. If you need to go at the end.
You can play Luke Shaw on the bench. You can play Amos.
It just doesn't sound. It's for once. It doesn't sound like you've got. I don't know. Remember there was one point when. Oh, who is it? Like you had like Jesse Lingard and an old Juan Mata, Antonio Valencia. Like the bench was so crap. so crap. And you look even last year when you looked on the bench, you got like a Garte,
yeah, it was awful.
Zirkzee,
and then preseason Pirlo. What's his name? Pereira.
But even last year, the bench
Yeah.
doesn't. You look at the bench of last year, and you probably look at this bench this year, and you think, well, I've got Rashford, Santos, another centre mid, whoever it may be. A youngster that we like, maybe, and we got a few things that could come off and probably change a game in its own version. That's kind of what I'm kind of looking at, thinking it sounds stable.
And competition for places. I think that's the most important thing in a competitive environment. You need that competition all the time. No one should feel entitled.
If Mount can bring that form from how he played against Brighton, we'll have another conversation. He has to do that like 10 times in a row.
Yes.
Tom Porter is calling the night, so I think it's time to wrap it up, guys. We have done 2 hours 40 minutes. We did the same yesterday, so we are becoming a marathon channel. So yeah, but it's been a great show. I think we covered a lot of ground, and it's not a big news night, so it was general footballing talk, and I quite enjoy it. I like having casts coming on, and you guys in the chat always appreciate it. So yeah, it's been a good show. When we will be Thursday next show?
Thursday, when it do?
Thursday, 9 p.m.
Yeah, it'll be Thursday.
Yeah, unless anything like huge is breaking and we have to go live.
Unless Indicalia tells us something.
Yeah. Indicalia is the man.
Yeah,
okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great show. If you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. Leave a comment in the non-live section after the show. Give us a hype and all that jazz. Thank you for a great show. See you on the next. Have a good one, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.